Welcome to the WWCFL playoff game here on Amateur Sports TV with the Manitoba Fearless taking on the Regina Riot in a win-or-go-home situation here at Eastside Eagles Field. I'm Matias Bueno here with Kevin Larson. Kevin, what do you expect from a game like this today with the stakes on the line?
Well, both teams are going to come out and just firing hard, and we've seen from both teams just how great football that they can do. So, you know what? I am expecting a lot of coaches digging deep and trying things that, you kind of practice and haven't used. Regina, I talked to one of their assistants coach. They lost to the Fearless earlier this year, and they really want to get that back. And obviously this is the time to do it in a playoff game.
That's very true, Kevin. Especially since the last time these two teams met, the Fearless won 34-9 in Regina, and so now Regina has probably a bad taste in their mouth and is going to want to have a bit of revenge from that previous game, and the Fearless want to double down on the result that they had so that they can go forth to play in Alberta.
Yeah, and I was, again, the same assistant coach, he was talking about how this is abnormal for Regina, an away playoff game. They got here on the bus yesterday. Some of them had to drive themselves because, of course, other commitments, getting in only today. So you know what, he didn't seem discouraged, but they definitely want to prove, that the mistake in losing earlier in the year was just a blip, and that they can have it and they can take it to them. And I think from the offense we've seen, it's going to be a tough task for Fearless to stop Regina's plan and doing just that.
That's another very good point there, Kevin, especially since talking with defensive coordinator Brett McFarland of the Manitoba Fearless earlier this week, talking about that game that they had in Regina and how it was much closer than the score would have illustrated to fans, especially seeing as how there was different key moments of the game that could have swung momentum either way. And we're going to have to look and see here what the Fearless have in store in order to play gap sound on defense, in order to shut down this explosive Regina passing offense.
Indeed, and I think it'll just be exciting all around. I'm excited for this game. Weather's kind of, it got up to, I think, 38 yesterday or 2 days ago. Not quite there yet today, so kind of that cool, which is good for football. Not too cool, but cool, so you can work just hard. This is going to be a great game, I think.
Really looking forward to it here. Was the Manitoba Fearless and the Regina Riot take the sidelines in preparation for O Canada?
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind, with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Welcome back. The Manitoba Fearless have elected to receive, and the Regina Riot will kick off. Regina Riot bench looking quite excited, equally as well as the Manitoba Fearless bench, as this game will kick off in just under 3 minutes in a do-or-die here.
Regina is talking about they have some key injuries, as you can you might be able to see from the camera there. I'm not quite sure. Got some crutches on the sideline, some people not dressed today. But at this point in the season, the coach is saying that, you know what, everyone is going to struggle a little bit, so you do what you can do. And that's why you have 60 players dressed up, even though only 12 are on the field at a time. Of course, we'd like to thank our first quarter sponsors. Brought to you by Super 8 West. Trying to find myself on my paper here. We had to close some windows here, the wind here, and doors, and hopefully we don't sound too echoey. But Super 8 West, thank you for helping us bringing this first quarter. And the pregame, I believe, was brought to you by Super 8 West. The whole game brought to you by them. So, pregame was Backwood Boiler Boys. All right, so full game and first quarter Super 8 West, Backwood Boiler Boys, kind of a fun name, our pregame. So thank you for them helping us bring this first season of Amateur Sports TV's coverage of the WWCFL.
Morgan Turner ready to kick off for the Regina Riot as Ashanti Shiovo and number 84, Ali Botha, are deep to receive for the Manitoba Fearless. And kick is short to the right side, and it's caught on the left side and tackled just around the 50-yard line. Not much of a gain for the Fearless, but what looked like more of a strategic kick there from Turner to eliminate any big return for the Fearless. So they're going to set up 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 50-yard line.
And, maybe just trying to catch them off guard, get that onside, kind of a different thing, and wouldn't have that been something. But Fearless able to get it and starting at their own 50.
Zwicky in shotgun with 3 wide. Gets a snap, hands off to Eggy, and she runs left side, and she's going to be taken down for maybe a gain of about 2 yards. And a fumble on the play, and it looks like the Regina Riot have actually recovered the ball, and they're going to take over.
That was a lot of excitement, and we have a player down for Manitoba, and I didn't see that first, and then I realized.
I really missed that one too. Like, it was a little difficult to see in there. There's a lot of bodies, and
the rest were kind of telling the Riot to stay on their sideline. So I thought, what, did something happen? A late hit or something? But no, fumble recovery.
Eggy bit shaken up on that play. So Regina are going to take over with the ball at the 54-yard line, just over midfield of the Fearless. So Kowalski and company set up with their first offensive series. Shotgun snap and a handoff here. Running left end is number 36 of the Riot, which is Adrian Zuck. We got flags in the backfield, though. Head official is indeed signaling for holding against the Riot, so it's going to be 1st and 20.
That was
at the 44-yard line.
That was a loss, so I'm wondering if they'll take the penalty, make it about 2nd and 13, 14. And asking the coach.
Head official signals for holding.
And they will take the penalty.
And indeed, the Fearless do accept the penalty. So the Riot are going to have 1st and 20 at their own 46-yard line. Kowalski and shotgun with 1 single back and 3 slots. Shotgun snap and a handoff again to Zuck, and she's going to run right end, and she's going to be tackled for a gain of about 2 yards. Tackle in the play by number 43 of the Fearless, Lisa Thomas. So that's going to bring up about 2nd and 18 for the Riot.
Big play needs to happen here, although this field position, you don't want to screw up and give the ball, even if you get like call it the add-on to the punt where you only get 5 to 6 yards. It'll be interesting to see. But we know Regina can stretch the field, throw 30 yards down the field, and here we go.
Kowalski's shotgun snap play action is going to fire on the left side, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for number 83, Jada Duval. And again, we have flags on the play.
As offsides on someone. I don't know if offense or defense here. on the defense. So free play, 5 extra yards.
So offside on that play is on Nira Mahindo of the Fearless. So instead, it's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Riot at just outside of midfield at their own 54. Kowalski again in shotgun with 1 single back and 3 slots. Gets a snap, play action pass again. She's looking to the right side, fires, and it's incomplete. Pass is intended there for number 87, Diane Nisbet. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long here, and the Riot are going to send on Morgan Turner in the punt team.
Great coverage downfield there, and ball just a little overthrown. And in that situation, it's better than throwing it in that group of gold bodies and getting an interception. So, we're not able to turn over on the fumble, but at least in the field position game, you're in a good position to pin them deep.
Very true. And Morgan Turner awaits a snap, a good snap there, and she gets the snap in a nice high punt, landing just outside the 30-yard line of the Fearless, and Marissa Milani is going to gain about 5 or 6 yards, but unfortunately for the Riot, it looks like it's going to be a 15-yard no yards penalty, as there were defenders within the 5-yard halo as the ball was being caught by Milani.
Yeah, just an unfortunate penalty. You could see her pull up and just, I guess, inside that 5 yards. Getting the no yards call.
So the Fearless get the ball 1st and 10 here now at their own 46-yard line on the left hash. Soki in shotgun with 3 slot and a single back. She fumbles a snap a bit, and she runs to the left side, and she's going to be sacked in the backfield at her own 35-yard line by number 95 of the Regina Riot, Quinn Petranuk. So the Fearless are going to have the ball now 2nd and 20 at their own 36-yard line. So as you can already see from this Riot defense, they're holding no punches and really sending a lot of heat Sawiki's way. Gets a shotgun snap and hands off to Eggy, and she's running left end. She makes 1 defender miss and a second, and she's only going to gain about 1 or 2 yards maybe on this play. So it's going to bring up 3rd and long for the Fearless, and the punt team is going to come on.
Yeah, that's just a good defensive play. We saw that against Winnipeg a couple of weeks ago. The run game is just nothing. Regina able to kind of be everywhere on the field to stop that. So look to see Manitoba maybe try some trickery to use that zealous nature against them.
So Brooklyn Dice is going to await the snap here for a punt. Gets a bit of a high bobbly snap and sends a low line drive kick away and gets a nice bounce and picked up on the play by number 22 of the Riot at around the 40-yard line. She's running left end and she's going to beat a man and she's going to keep going and she's going to another stiff arm and gets tackled on the play there by Aggie.
That was
Peyton Custer of the Regina Riot again. She had a outstanding game against the Winnipeg Wolfpack the last time that they were here in Winnipeg at Eastside Eagles Field, and gets a big gainer up to around the 43-yard line of the Fearless, where the Riot are going to set up 1st and 10.
Haley Aggie making the tackle there. Good stiff arm on her, just a bit high. I think a little bit lower would have stopped that tackle, could have got a bigger chunk of yards. Great return.
Yeah, it definitely was a great return, but also a great stop by the Fearless to prevent a touchdown. And Kowalski here in shotgun and a play-action pass, and she's going to roll out to the right, and she's going to step up in the pocket again, and this time she's going to be brought down at around the original line of scrimmage. And it looks like it was Nicole Chemkora of the Fearless, number 50, who was able to bring her down. So it's going to be about 2nd and maybe 11 here for the Riot.
I'd like to take this a little bit of a break to thank the Commons at the Forks. They're our true first quarter sponsor.
Kowalski in shotgun again, and another play-action pass, and she's going to look to the left side, and she's going to start scrambling, and she's going to fire over the middle. It's caught by number 83, Jada Duval, and she's going to be brought down on the play by number 7, Grace McDonald of the Manitoba Fearless. And a big gainer, and Kowalski able to escape pressure and find Duval down the left sideline. And the Riot now set up 1st and 10 on the 14 of the Fearless.
What a great play. Just squirts out of all that pressure, finds the hole. Receiver still doing their job, which, you see that sometimes receivers will give up when it looks like the play is done, but she did not there and got herself a big gain, and now first and almost goal.
Kowalski with another shotgun snap and another play-action pass. She's going to step up in the pocket, and Dice is going to give some pressure, but it's going to go to the end zone. But it's incomplete. Jada Duval almost able to bring it down for the Riot, but instead the pass was broken up by Kelly Booth of the Fearless. And a close call there for the Fearless defense, who were able to prevent a major score. And so the Riot are going to have 2nd and 10 at the 14 once again.
Yeah, Kelly just kind of runs into her arms right before she's able to pull that in and able to save the touchdown there. Great play.
So again, another single back shotgun set as Kowalski gets a snap, and she's looking to the right side this time, and she fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for number 84, Alex Kowalski, and now the Riot will bring on the field goal unit here.
I actually think the pass was intended for number 6, Courtney Labossiere. Just as Kowalski was dragging in front, she kind of reached back, and you see Labossiere was kind of waiting for it and like, oh, shoot. But that can happen, though. You get those two receivers like that. And
a bit of a mismatch with the scissors there, and almost one or two receivers could be liable to catching the ball there. But now Morgan Turner is instead going to set up for a 19-yard field goal here. Snap, hold, kick is on the way, and it's good. And Morgan Turner's field goal from 19 yards is up and good. But we do have flags coming from the left sideline here. Potentially some movement on the line.
I want to correct myself. I looked at the wrong team. Kyle Krenbrink, who I believe was the other receiver that may have been the target. Labossiere is actually on the Fearless.
So it is a legal procedure against the Regina field goal unit. So it's going to move the ball back 5 yards, and Morgan Turner is going to have to kick this one again. So now the field goal is going to be moved to the 24-yard line, instead of the 19 now. So once again, a little bit more of a chip shot here. We'll see what the Fearless have on defense. Snap, hold, kick down on the way, and it's wide left. It's wide left, and it's picked up in the end zone by Marissa Milani, and she's going to try to get out, and she does appear to be tackled at around the goal line. And she got out to the 1, and by rule, when the ball is carried out to the 1 on a missed field goal, within the Canadian amateur rules, the ball is moved up automatically to the 20-yard line. So a good play by Milani of the Fearless there, heads up to be able to get out of the end zone and get her team some field position and keep the Riot off the board.
Yeah, that little extra effort not only saves a point, but also 20 yards. So great job getting that field goal off the ground in the end zone and getting it out.
Sawicki in shotgun gets a snap and is going to hand off to Eggy, and she's going to run left end and is going to beat a few defenders, and she's going to be taken down out of bounds, actually, for a gain of about 4 or 5. So as you can see there, a really great defensive stand by the Fearless there to prevent any points from going onto the board for the Riot, and especially after a field goal was scored. The second try was not good. And so now their offense has a bit of life here, and they're going to have 2nd and 5 at around the 24-yard line within their own end.
And just a killer penalty, taking the 3 points off the board, and you just really got to, I know especially on blocking.
Sawicki fires over the middle, and it's caught by Shovo! And she's going to be wrestled down by one of the defenders. And now a gang tackle of 3 of them is going to bring her down, and the ref's finally going to blow the whistle. Huge gainer on the play for the Fearless. And once again, Sawicki looking to her favorite receiver in Ashanti Shovo, who has that lightning speed to get behind the secondary, and the Fearless get a big gain for a first down in Riot territory.
Yeah, great play. Just to, you give yourself fresh set of downs. You just stretch. Oh, got a 5-yard penalty. Look, or 10, 15. Unnecessary roughness penalty after the play. So
that's going to back up that big gainer, but nonetheless, after yards were gained, so the Fearless still do get a first down. Bit of confusion there on that play, but no matter. Sawicki in shotgun with Aggie leaking out of the backfield, and she's going to look over the middle once again, and she's going to fire, but this time Shovo not able to locate it. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 with the ball at their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like straight seam was covered, so receiver kind of coming inside a bit, but miscommunication with the quarterback, but they have 2nd down here to try it again.
And the Fearless looking to be more aggressive here now on the offense, knowing that this Riot defense isn't going to pull any punches, and they're going to come fierce. Sawicki with another shotgun snap and is going to hand off to Aggie, and she's going to run right end up the guard, and she's going to be tackled on the play by number 78 of the Riot, which is Jesse No Name. Naname, pardon me, on the pronunciation there. And so it's going to be 3rd and 5 for the Fearless, and Brooklyn Dice is going to be deep to punt on this play. Number 17 and 22 of the Riot, which is Mira Treblecock, and Peyton Custer deep to return. Snap to Dice, and she's going to kick it left a little bit short, and it's going to get a nice dribble out of bounds, and a smart play there by Dice, although the kick wasn't very long. Obviously, Custer being one of the more dangerous returners in the WWCFL, and you definitely don't want to put the ball in her hands, Kevin, do you?
No, and you do a nice low-line drive. Not only did you get it, but you get a good bounce like that, adding some more yards, and it does what they want it to do, putting some space.
Definitely want to play it safe there, and so now Kowalski and company have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. A dual back set this time, and balanced gun gets a snap, and she's going to hand off to number 36, Adrian Zuck again, and she's going to take it left end this time, but she's going to be met by 2 Fearless defenders, and it looks like it is indeed, again, number 50, Nicole Chemkora on the play for the Fearless. So a gain of about 6 yards on that play by Zuck. So now Kowalski in the gun once again is going to have the ball with her offense 2nd and 4 from their own 50. Shotgun snap and another handoff here to Zuck on the left side, and she's going to be taken down again by Nicole Chemkora after beating the first tackle initially, and a great technique to wrap up and finish on that play, and it's going to bring up 3rd down for the Riot.
Yeah, Chemkora almost lost her, but just kind of grabbed on the jersey and just brute strength Zuck back into her arms so she can bring her down. That is not a play you see very often, to actually stop the runner by the jersey after they kind of bounce by you, and great play, great tackle.
So here we go. The Riot are going to stay on the field, and Kowalski's going to get under center with a triple back set here on 3rd and 3. Or 3rd and 4, I must say. Regina Riot are going to call timeout here, and they're going to talk things over. So it's going to give us a bit of a break to once again bring you our first quarter sponsor, which is the Common at the Forks. Make sure that you visit Winnipeg's most famous location in the downtown area and visit the best part of the Forks, which is the Common. Make sure to visit today.
It's kind of a fun place, all the different shops, and it's just fun. It's different. It's not like I don't know what you would call it, but it's kind of a unique place as far as Winnipeg goes. Definitely distinctive, and of course, really great in the winter when you can skate on sidewalks. But in the summertime too, they have a lot of fun there.
That's absolutely right, Kevin. And now here, the Riot offense staying on the field with another triple back set. Kowalski under center with one wide. And early movement by the Fearless. And there's going to be a free play for the Riot. but it's knocked down by number 81, which is Terry Wolf. But since there is early movement and this penalty will be against the Fearless, the Riot, regardless, will pick up a new set of downs.
Yeah, great heads-up play by the Riot, able to get that first down, and kind of penalty one going both way. Of course, the Riot lost a field goal off a procedure penalty, and now getting a turnover on downs overturned and getting a first down off a penalty. So, kind of getting it back there, and let's see if they can capitalize that and go get some points on the board.
So a great heads-up play as well by Wolf to knock it down and prevent a big score, potentially. But Kowalski has the ball here, 1st and 10 at the 54 of the Fearless. And is going to hand off to Zuck, who's going to run off her left guard. And a great run there, and she's able to get a nice push for a gain of about 9 yards. So that's going to bring the ball to the 45-yard line of the Fearless.
That was just a great, kind of that instinctual play. So often you see players, even up into the NFL, where if you're a runner and you see that you have some of your own team or there's a group in front of you, you try to bounce around and you get hit. She just went with her 2 linemen and just helped them push the pile and got probably another 2 yards after that rather than trying to bounce around and get hit.
Kowalski shotgun snap. She's going to look to the right side and she's going to fire over the middle into nowhere. And the Riot bench cheering against the referees for a potential unnecessary roughness call. But no flag on the play there, and also no intentional grounding as no receivers in the area.
Yeah,
so it's going to bring up it's going to bring up another 3rd and short here for the Riot. We do have Terry Wolf of the Fearless is down on a knee, and so the referees blow the whistle, and she's going to trot off the field. Grace McDonald coming. Pardon me, actually number 36, Isabel McDonald coming in as a replacement.
I must have yelled, McDonald, get in for her, and both came in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last play, but I think both sides are kind of wanting a flag against the other team, but...
Kowalski under center is going to straight handoff up the middle. And it's going to look like it's going to be spotted at the first down marker.
That's Brittany Boschman.
First down signaled for the Riot indeed.
Penciled in as offensive line, coming in as a power fullback and doing the job.
Yeah, you could really see, Kevin, a great run right there by Boschman. She just plowed up the middle like a train and didn't look like anyone was going to stop her from getting that first down.
And this play, she's there at left tackle, so... Ooh.
Lots of early movement, and it looked like Chemkor was trying to beat the snap count, and instead... There's some flags on the play here, so now the referee's going to talk it over, whether it's offside or procedure.
Yeah, there was a couple of Manitoba players that hopped over, so I'm wondering if they saw someone move. And not a clear-cut call here as the refs talk it over, so it'll be interesting to see. So while they talk it over, again, just shout out to the Commons at the Forks, our first quarter sponsor, as here comes the...
So it's going to be offside against the Fearless. And it looks like they're a bit confused and wanting to argue for a procedure call. But no matter, the Riot are going to get a first down out of this. Well, it looks like the head official is going to talk it over with the side judge. And it looks like they're going to get a bit of confirmation on maybe whether it was a procedure or whether it was a first down.
Maybe ball spot compared to the sticks on the side there.
So it's going to be 1st and 5 for the Riot at the 38-yard line of the Fearless. Kowalski in shotgun. Gets a snap and hands off to Zuck, who runs off her left guard, and she's going to run outside even more. And it's going to be pushed out of bounds on the play by Sarah Milani. Holding against the Riot regardless, so it's going to wipe out that run and bring them back 10 yards for a 1st and 15 instead. So lots of back and forth here by both teams. As you can see, there's 4:10 remaining in the first quarter and no scores yet.
Mm-hmm.
And as both these teams in their previous games were able to score on their first drive. And
and do quite well. And Zuck, she has the speed that those outside runs can be dangerous, but Manitoba has the speed to run him down, and it looks like the Riot's blocking is getting a little bit grabby on that. It'll be interesting to see how they deal with that.
Shotgun snap, but instead a handoff again to Zuck.
Look at her, just
who's
power.
in a gang of defenders. It looks like she's tackled around the original line of scrimmage.
Again, about another 2 yards, just running into her linemen and pushing with them, able to, 4 against 3. Let's just push the gold back and get a couple more yards that way. Just works so well.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the original line of scrimmage at the 43-yard line of the Fearless. And Kowalski was just awaiting the call from her offensive coordinator. Once again here in another single back and shotgun with 3 motioning to the right side, and she's going to pitch outside to Zuck, and she's running outside her tackle, and she's going to run and be tackled by Chemkora and McDonald of the Fearless for a 3rd and 5 on this next play. And you got to wonder, Kevin, if the offense is going to keep rolling to the Riot and they're going to stay on the field.
I think they will. You're just kind of outside of field goal range. Oh, no, it looks like they're doing a swap.
So it does look like indeed Morgan Turner and the punt team are going to come on here for the Riot instead of staying on the field. So the Milani sisters are going to be back deep to return at around the 10-yard line. So you have to think after the aggressive play calling by the Riot, going a little safer here, knowing probably that they have a lot better field position if they're able to pin this deep.
Mm-hmm.
Turner gets a snap, and she's going to send it to the right side here, and it's going to bobble a bit in the air, bounce backwards as we picked up by Marissa Milani, and she's going to get a 5-yard, no-yard flag on that play, so the Fearless are going to get a bit of a boost on their starting field position here.
Yeah, right. They stayed back. They didn't want to get the no yards, but then the ball bounces back towards them. Kind of a tough break, but at least it's only a 5-yarder this time, and that's how it works. I believe that's how it works. I'm not the best with Canadian football. If they catch it and no yards is 15, if it hits the ground and no yards is 5.
Yeah,
so.
That is absolutely correct. And so the Fearless are going to start here with 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Sawicki and shotgun with Eggy behind her. And a handoff to Eggy, who dives up the middle, and she's got a lot of room there, and she's able to run for a 1st down and keeps her feet moving for a gain of about 17 yards on that play. And a great run by Hallie Eggy, who was able to keep heading downfield with a full head of steam and was able to pick up a great chunk of yards for a 1st down for the Fearless.
Yeah, that was just a dagger through, and I don't know if it was 30, 36, 38, or 25. Someone just got an arm, slowed her down just enough that didn't happen. I think she was gone, but even after being slowed down, she gets another huge extra.
Sawicki again with a shotgun snap and a handoff to Eggy, who makes 2 defenders miss, and this time is able to be brought down after the Riot defender wraps up. That looks to be on the play indeed. Number 5, Shelby Moran, who was able to make sure that Eggy wasn't going any further. And as you said earlier, Kevin, if you don't wrap up on defense against this running back, she's going to be gone.
Yeah, look at she just powering. I mean, and it's just so fast too. It's not just like that slow, I'm going to crush you over. It is just a fast strike, and yeah, just amazing to watch.
Sawicki with a shotgun snap again and another handoff to Eggy, and she's going to make 1 defender miss again, but this time going to be brought down for a bit of a shorter gain, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think Patricia Echo Davis passed offside, for the Fearless here on the close side. That'll come back.
So potentially the Riot may decline this penalty to bring up a 3rd down situation instead, but we're going to see here what
They are, yeah.
And the signal from the side official is indeed that the Riot will decline the offside penalty against the Fearless.
I'm not sure about that. They're able to run off 4-yard chunks every play, it seems, and you only need now 2 yards for a 1st down. I think Manitoba's going to go for it.
About 4 yards here on this play. It's going to be 3rd and 4 at the 51 of the Riot, and so the Fearless going to keep the offense on the field. Sawicki and shotgun with Eggy behind her. Gets a snap. Hands off to Eggy, who beats 1 defender, but not a second. And number 17 of the Regina Riot able to bring her down, which is Mira Treblecock.
Juliana Cornish almost intercepted the handoff. She was in there so fast, and you just kind of saw her on the ground after missing, just kind of hitting the ground like, oops, I was there. Sometimes as a defender, you get there so fast that you shocked yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm not thinking this as fast as I'm moving. So, yeah, that would have been just a great play by Regina, but...
Very interesting observation, especially. I've seen it only once before. A handoff intercepted, and it's the strangest thing you'll ever see, I can guarantee you. And here we go, Kowalski in shotgun, and she's going to pitch to the left side to number 21, which is Jenna Moore. And lit up on the play by number 47, Brooklyn Dice.
Just takes her off her feet and brings her down. What a tackle.
Just an absolute fierce play by Dice there. Was able to sniff out the attack and bring the Riot well back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of about 6 yards. So now the Riot have 2nd and 16 at their own 45-yard line here.
Getting their play. There's no time left on the clock, so this will be the last play in a 0-0 first quarter.
So Kowalski gets a shotgun snap, and she looks right then left, and it's caught by Duval, and she's tackled on the play there by Sarah Milani. And that is going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with the score between the Manitoba Fearless and the Regina Riot tied at 0-0.
So, I mean, you want to say it's a great defensive play, but the offenses are doing something. It's just the defense able to, well, there's been a couple penalty saves where penalties bailed them out, or just that last third down play or second down play where they're able to just stand tall. But there's yards happening. So, look, I think both teams can just break it open with a score at any time. Again, but the defense as well doing some great plays. We had the fumble first play of the game, and so look at the defense maybe being the one that light that spark. But, wow, this is fun to watch.
So the Regina Riot going to punt here on 3rd and 9 with Morgan Turner deep to receive the punt. Turner gets a snap, and she's going to send it down the hash on the right side, and picked up on the play there by Marissa Milani, but she's going to be wrapped up on the play by Adrian Zuck of the Regina Riots. So the Fearless are going to set up with a 1st and 10 back in their own end at around the 33-yard line on the right hash.
And a great punt, great coverage there. A nice low one off bounds.
Yeah, able to get some good coverage on that play there on the Riot. And Fearless continuing to teeter-totter back and forth in this battle for field position. As Sawicki in the offense look to get some points on the board here. Gets a shotgun snap and is going to hand off to Eggy, who's first stopped by one defender in the pile. And brought down by a gang of defenders of the Riot. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and long here. Looking to be about a 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4 there for Eggy. And so, like you said, Kevin, both running offense is able to do well, but also both run defense is able to stop. So it's looking like it's an immovable object is meeting an unstoppable force here.
Yeah, I think.
Sawicki gets a shotgun snap again. Hands off to Aggie.
Oh, what a block.
And it looked like it was number 95 of the Riot there.
She got leveled by Lori Tursky on the offensive line of the Fearless. Good, clean block. Lori did kind of look to the rest, because sometimes when you get a block that good and hard, you just like, oh, they're going to throw it just because. That never happens. But got her in the front. There was no grabbing. Just level her. That's always fun to watch. Sometimes the big hit's not on the ball carrier.
So Brooklyn Dice is going to be deep once again to send this punt away. So both up backs move up for extra protection, and Dice gets a bit of a wobbly snap, and she's going to send a line drive to the right and is going to dribble along the ground, and it's going to be picked up by Custer, and she's going to look to break it right outside. Oof. And she's going to beat 2 defenders, it looks like, on the right sideline here, and she's taking it back, and she's going to cut inside, but it's going to be tackled on the play once again by Aggie.
Good return. I was thinking she was going to run out of field, coming kind of back into the side, and just like go forward, but she was able to beat the edge and get a good chunk on the return there.
Yeah, Custer, a dangerous returner, and once the ball's in her hands, there's no limit to what she can do with it, especially on punt return. We do have a flag on that play there.
It looks like a 10-yard hold that happened right at the 55.
Yeah, that's about a hold or an illegal block or something. That was a 10-yard penalty there, and you'd think that Dice would have maybe punted out of bounds, but no matter, they get saved by the penalty here. So the Riot have a 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line instead of 20 yards up.
Yeah, it's a 10-yard penalty, but it happened 8 yards back from where she was down, so you lose 18 yards by a kind of a behind-the-play penalty.
Kowalski, play-action pass, fires on the play, and it's caught by Nesbitt. Tackled by number 70 of the Manitoba Fearless, Nicole Druin. And so it's going to be about a gain of 7 yards on that play, so it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Riot with the ball at the 52-yard line in their own on their own side of the half or of the field.
Yeah, it'd be interesting, both offense, if they start opening up the pass more, because while the run game is solid, it's not doing the job.
Kowalski with a shotgun snap and hands off up the middle to Zuck, who's going to get a 1st down by forward progress and tackled on the play by Isabel McDonald as well as Nura Mahindu.
And Zuck it's just powerful. I mean, we saw her on that punt coverage the last time the Riot punted and just running over people, running through people, and pushing her linemen to help them push the other linemen. Wow. And they get a 1st down because of it.
So the Riot are going to have 1st and 10 with the ball at the 53-yard line of the Fearless. Kowalski and shotgun awaiting the snap and is going to pitch right side to Zuck, who's going to get a block from a defender, and she's going to run over one of the Fearless defenders.
There's some flags there, so I think that's going to be a block to the back.
Or an illegal block against the Riot, so it's going to bring them back 10 yards from that initial run.
Our producer Spencer here even seeing that happen kind of is just unfortunate, because it's one of those ones where it's just on the fringe of the play where if you don't make the block, the person might not get in on it, and you just got to be careful. Blocking to the back, that's always a hard one. You see that even in the NFL where teams will sometimes just struggle it, and again, when you stretch to the outside running, it more often happens than if you just pound it up the gut.
That's very true. Especially you're susceptible to that once you run wide. And so Kowalski and company have a 1st and 20 instead here at their own 47. So another handoff to Zuck right side. And this time she's being brought down on the play by number 75 of the Manitoba Fearless, which is Cassandra O'Meara Davis. So great wrap-up on that play by O'Meara Davis to make sure that Zuck doesn't go any further. And so another 2nd and long here for the Riot, who are going to have to look to the air if they're going to move these chains.
Yeah, and I think they have the arm to do it, so I think that's what you do. Of course, then there's always, if everyone's expecting you to do it, do something unexpected.
Kowalski again in shotgun, gets a snap and a play action to Zuck, and she looks left, then right, and then she fires over the middle.
Oh!
And it's almost caught, but almost intercepted on the play, and about a 50-50 ball, and it was intended on the play for number 8, Kyla Krenbrink.
I got to think that the wind had something to do with that. Krenbrink stopped and kind of came back, and then the ball kind of went with the wind where she was going, so either she misjudged it or maybe a wind gust where it was kind of floating a bit and then got pushed forward, but so close. Downfield play.
Morgan Turner going to await the snap here for the punt. Gets a bit of a wobbly snap, but sends the punt. Big kick to the right side and caught by Marissa Milani.
Ooh, great coverage.
Wrapped up on the play by Adrian Zuck as well as Ashley Clayton, just around outside her own 30-yard line. So great kick and cover by the Regina Riot punt team there. And the Fearless are going to get the ball back in their own end at around the 30-yard line.
Just take this time to thank our second quarter sponsors, Pembina Source for Sports, for all your sporting needs. Go to Pembina Source for Sports. They're pretty good. I like them. Source for Sports. Yeah, everyone kind of knows them, so Thank him. Go there. Thank him for helping us bring on this WWCFL playoff matchup.
Sawicki in shotgun is going to hand off to Eggy, who's going to run right side and is going to be met by Riot defenders at the line of scrimmage by Jesse Noname.
You just have to be a special breed. We'll say tough. Someone like me might call him, maybe not the smartest. But for me, when I run into a big group of people, I'm just going to go down. I don't want the rest of the big group to come in. But we've seen in both Eggy and Zuck. They're like, no, we're going to push. We're going to get this yard or two. We don't care that there's 5 others team. And we saw it there, able just to push a little bit more. And to me, I'd be scared. But she just runs through it.
Jet sweep on the plate at number 82 of the Fearless, and she's running left side, and she has a first down and more. That's Emily Middag, who's able to get a lot of great speed on that jet sweep and is going to move the chains for the Fearless for a gain of about 17 yards.
And just changing it up, I kind of talked about it Regina's last, where your running game is okay, but you're going to have to do something else because the other defense is keying in at important times, and jet sweep, able to get that first down.
So the ball is going to be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Fearless. Sawicki and shotgun again with Eggy behind her, and Shovo with a fake sweep, and Eggy is running right side, and she's going to be tackled on the play.
Dragging people with her.
Yeah, dragging people with her, indeed, Kevin, and tackled on the play there by number 25, which is Ashley Clayton. It's going to be about 2nd and 5 here for the Fearless with the ball just outside the 50-yard line. So you can see another great downhill run by Eggy, and this game is a back and forth, punch for punch style offense on the ground here, and Eggy with another handoff from Sawicki, and she runs left end, and she runs off the guard, and she's going, and she beats another defender for the horse collar, and she's still on her feet, and she's going to beat Clayton, but Clayton is going to finally wrap her up at around the 5 or 2 yard line. Well down inside of Riot territory. And you can really see there with running, you got to just keep plugging away. And finally, you're going to break out a big one. And Eggy really broke out a big one there, Kevin.
Yeah, she did. And, I mean, we're talking about her power. But, again, both her and Zuck, they're power, but they're also speed. And just a great play there to show that speed. But Ashley Clayton, props to her for keeping on it. If they keep...
Sawicki with a shotgun snap and another handoff to Eggy up the middle, who's going to spin through a defender for another extra yard or so. So that's going to bring up 2nd and goal at the 2 yard line of the Riot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ashley Clayton, if they keep Manitoba out of the end zone, then all those points that they saved is on her for running it down. You saw Mira Treblecock just kind of be gasped and not able to finish it, but running it down. So great effort for her.
Sawicki another shotgun snap again, and is met at the line of scrimmage by
Zuck and Clayton again. Those two have been on a lot of tackles together. Zuck just power on power. We talk about power on offense, here on defense as well. Stopping Aggies' own power. Wow.
So Sawicki and company are going to stay on the field for 3rd and goal at the 4 yard line. And this is going to be a huge play for both teams on offense and defense. So Eggy behind Sawicki in shotgun. Gets a snap. Hands off to Eggy, and she's going to run into the end zone. Touchdown, Manitoba Fearless.
Oh.
Great run. And that touchdown drive capped off by Eggy, who absolutely deserves the score there, as you could really see her efforts on the entire drive with a lot of great downhill running, and was really able to stick it to the Riot defense by keeping her head down and shoulders forward, and is able to be rewarded with a score.
Great block by Lori Tursky. Second time I've called her name. Of course, I was offensive line, so I like seeing these great blocks. But heads-up play, sees the person coming in, just kind of pivots and shoves, so Eggy gets a free ride in.
So offside of the play, and the extra point is up and good from Marissa Milani. And so that 5 yard penalty is going to be tacked on to the kickoff for the Fearless. And a great offensive drive there for Manitoba's. You could really see a bit of struggles early in the game. Maybe hadn't woken up a little bit, but finally able to flick the switch and have that run game really keep working wonders for them. And as they tack on that extra point here, the score is officially now 7-0 in favor of the Manitoba Fearless with 6:45 remaining in the second quarter.
Yeah.
We also want to take this time to thank our second quarter sponsor,
Pembina Source for Sports.
which is, yes, indeed, Pembina Source for Sports. Make sure to visit them for all your sporting needs. Visit Pembina Source for Sports today.
After watching this game, more and more girls, go ask your parents for football, some cleats, and as you can see, it's good football. You can play good football too. I know I've talked to a few people. High school football in the States, there's so many girls joining. They're thinking of creating a league, and of course we have pro football up here in Canada. There's some in the States. There's some in Australia. It's growing. So go to Pembina Source for Sports and say, hey, I'm a girl and I want to play football. Let's get them started young, because that's really where you add. It's a lot harder for adults to get into sports because, we have lives or whatever, but kids get in there. And boys, too. If you want to play football, play whatever you want. But Pembina Source for Sports, go out there and thank them for bringing you this game and buy something.
Brooklyn Dice ready to kick off for the Manitoba Fearless, and she sends it up, and it's caught in the wind.
Oh!
Going to be recovered on the play! Recovered by the Manitoba Fearless, and an unbelievable incidental onside kick, and it looked like it was recovered by number 4, Sage Voros, who's able to really keep her wits about her and have really high awareness on that play there, and was really able to recover the onside kick, whether incidentally or on purpose. It doesn't matter. The Fearless will take the ball one way or another. And so they're going to keep this momentum rolling with a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of the Regina Riot. And so Sawicki and company are looking for more points in this drive here. Great heads-up play, and Sawicki with a shotgun snap and a handoff to Eggy, who's going to run right side and beats the defender and is going to be tackled on the play for about a gain of 4.
Yeah, and that play, you got to look where Bugs Bunny with his magnet is, because that's what it looked like it happened. It bounced, and it bounced straight back.
Almost went out of bounds, too. That would have been a penalty.
Yeah, so just great heads-up play, because if you're not expecting it, you can run right by the ball and it's like, oh, I could have picked that up. And
I've seen it before. Guys treating kickoff like a punt and not wanting to pick it up.
Just 2 weeks ago, you and I.
Sawicki handoff again to Eggy, who's going to run left end, and she's going to beat a defender.
And Zuck.
Thrown down on the play there by Zuck for only about a gain of maybe 1.
Man,
one or 2. But yeah, sometimes like on kickoff, people can be a little confused. I've seen it before. Guys who are running beside me and they're backing up and they're breaking down, and it's like, on kickoff, you can jump on the ball. Don't slow down. Go for it. It's going to be a huge momentum play, and it's not very often that people are able to recover incidental onside kicks. But although it looks like nothing is able to come of it here for the Fearless, regardless, Dice will be able to pin them with great field position here. Waiting the snap, a bit of a high, slow, bobbly one, and a high kick that is going to dribble out of bounds, and Custer's not going to be able to get anything on that play. So regardless of no points on that drive there, you got to think that that's a moral victory and especially a good field position win for the Fearless.
Well, the ball landed around the 35. Now on this punt, they're at the 20. So if nothing else, you got 15 yards again in field position, and they haven't been giving up a lot of yards to Regina. Seems even less the second quarter. So that 15 yards is huge.
Definitely very huge, and indeed in a game like this, within one score, field position is going to be everything at this point of the game. So Kowalski and company have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20. Shotgun snap, and she's going to look to the left side here, and she's going to fire over the middle with nobody on her. Caught in stride by number 84, Alex Kowalski, and she's off to the races, and no one's going to catch her. Touchdown, Regina Riot.
Man, that looked like a video game play or what? That's that play that whenever you call it, your little brother calls you a cheater and throws a controller at you. Down B, back in Tecmo, you just get that player go, and just between all the seams, the ball plays perfectly, catch and stride, didn't have to slow down. What a play. And just take back, we just talked about all the momentum on Manitoba's side. Now, what momentum?
Regina Riot with a huge play there, a 90-yard touchdown pass. That's a ginormous swing of momentum back in their favor. looking to level this game up, and just a straight one punch there. Kowalski looked to the air, and it didn't look like there was any defenders within 5 yards of the other Kowalski who caught that touchdown there. And so Turner looking to tack on the extra point to even this game up.
Yeah, and that ball was in the air for a while.
Snap, hold up and good. And that's going to bring the score here level again. Tied at 7 between the Manitoba Fearless and the Regina Riot with 4:53 remaining in the second quarter. Now, as you can see on that last play, he said it did. It almost looked like a video game there, like you're doing Hail Mary trips in Madden, and you just throw to the tight end who cuts across the middle and guaranteed 20-yard plus gain every time. And really, especially as you can kind of see here, the wind shifting in favor of the Riot in their direction, and really able to get some air underneath that ball. And once Kowalski caught it, off to the races, and no one was going to catch her.
You know that in Madden, too, that they haven't really realized that receiving tight ends are a thing, and so you get them to go straight and 400 yards passing a game, and that's what that looked like. And we'll just give a shout-out to Pembina Source for Sports, our second quarter sponsor. Because of them, you're able to watch that great 90-yard play, so go down and thank them.
Kicked off in the play by Morgan Turner. It's going to bounce, and it's going to get a bit of a dribble here towards the goal line, and it's going to be picked up on the play, and it's going to be ran out. And a bit of a big gainer, number 84, the Manitoba Fearless. It's Ali Botha. But tons of flags in the play here, and it's going to maybe negate a bit of a great return there. Nice dribble in the wind, able to give a bit of an extra boost there to Turner on that kick, but also sometimes you're able to outkick your cover team too with a bit of that extra boost, and it's able to give a better chance for a big return on the play.
Yeah, Josie Shannon, backup quarterback for the Regina, was taken out from behind right there around the 30. So that just sucks. You get a pretty decent return, and that's right at the end of the return too. So it's like you didn't even need that blocking, but that's going to bring it back another 10 yards. So
just waiting for the head official and the rest of the officials here to confirm.
There's 3 flags too, so you never know. Maybe if Regina committed a penalty as well somewhere, they could offset, and so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, you're right. You got a little bit of wind, back. The receivers misjudge, and boom, the ball bounces all the way back to the goal line. The ref is talking to Regina, letting them know what is what. Hear the score guys next to us saying that they've had the news conference. What's going on?
So just waiting here.
Whoa, that ball's going way back.
So illegal block is declined. So the illegal block
happened at the 10-yard line.
10-yard line, so that's going to be bringing them half the distance to the goal. So instead of a great return by both of there, it's going to instead be a 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line of the Fearless. So really, really backed up deep here, and especially against the wind, you got to think they're going to have to move the chains a few times to get some breathing room. Sawicki in shotgun here as 2 backs leak out of the backfield, and she's going to fire into the hands of, it looked like, indeed,
Emily Madaw.
Yeah, Emily Midag, or Madaw, pardon me, I'm not sure the pronunciation there, but
great little drag route. Just give you some breathing room, and halfway to the first down, so
absolutely
not a bad play.
Yeah, just good to play it safe and make sure that you can breathe a little so you don't have to worry about handing off on 2nd and long here. So 2nd and manageable for the Fearless. Sawicki with a handoff to Eggy, who's going to run right side, and she's going to move past the first down, and she's going to get tackled at around the 28-yard line. So a first down for the Manitoba Fearless, and now they're able to breathe a little bit more and not be as scared with their backs to the goal line.
Ashley Clayton in on that tackle. I swear, every single tackle from Regina on defense, Ashley Clayton or Adrian Zuck is in on it, and often they're both in on it, but Zuck was almost there ready to help Clayton out before Clayton had help from other teammates, but they just seem to be everywhere on defense.
Yeah, that's very true, and offense as well, with Zuck being a great runner and defender, and it's always good to have that dual threat. Sawicki in shotgun and fires over the middle, and it's a little too far.
One
for
step.
Shanti Shovo. If she had another step, she would have been gone. But no matter. It's going to be second and long here again for the Manitoba Fearless.
The drive before Manitoba's touchdown, we talked about how, the run was okay. We need to kind of change it up. We've seen both teams kind of change it up. Manitoba gets the touchdown. The Rebels get the Riot get a touchdown. And here we go. A lot more passing, a lot more fun.
Aggie with another handoff from Sawicki, but she's going to be met at the line of scrimmage for a gain of nothing probably. And so indeed, the head official is signaling for the 3-minute warning. And it brings us here to 3 minutes on the nose. And once again, to bring you our second quarter sponsor, Pemnosaurus for Sports. Make sure to visit them for all your sporting needs. Visit Pemnosaurus for Sports today.
Not sure what this powwow is about, this conference.
So just confirming here that it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn Dice, again, waiting the snap here, and she's going to have to get a bit of a line drive, low kick to get some good yards here. She's got the wind in her face.
Mm-hmm. Going to have to be low, otherwise it's going to get sucked right back to you.
And indeed, a low line drive kick, only a gain of about 9 yards in that play. So
yeah, that was went right before the first yard. So I think you want. Oh yeah, you can see she is upset with herself. She's just a little bit too far to the side. Probably wanted about 5 yards up in front of it, so when it bounces, it stays in bounds just a little bit. And 2 minutes 50 seconds left. Regina's kind of, that's not a good move. So unfortunate for Manitoba, but their defense, they're no slouches. So not a sure thing for Regina here.
Kowalski and company with great starting field position at the 33-yard line of the Fearless, and a shotgun snap and a play-action pass and fired to Nesbitt, wide open. Tackled on the play by Taylor Post, and is really able to chase down Nesbitt. And so that's going to be a new set of downs here for the Riot with the ball at the 16-yard line, of the Fearless. So as you can really see, just a wide open bust in coverage. And Kowalski really able to pick out Nesbitt there in the open field with lots of green around her.
Mm-hmm.
So another set of another set of downs here. Kowalski with another play action pass, and she fires to the right side and is almost tipped on the play by Taylor Post, and it was in and out of the hands of
pass
Nesbitt
interference. There's a flag, and I think that'll be number 8, Marissa Milani, pass interference.
Pass interference on the Manitoba Fearless. It is indeed Marissa Milani.
She just had a hand on
the back and Nesbitt there.
Yeah, the kind of the arm. I think if she would have had it on the other arm, probably wouldn't have been as big a deal. But it was kind of the arm closest to the ball, so most obvious. And Regina getting it again. Penalties are kind of just that one key penalty every second or third drive, just really helping both teams.
So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Regina Riot here inside the 10. Kowalski looks over the middle, and it's caught on the play by number 85, which is Jenna Collar, and she's going to be taken down at around the 2 or 3 yard line there of the Fearless. And that's going to bring up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that ball, from my vantage, looked like it was going to Chanel Ryuk, who had 2 people right there. So it's just kind of a great thing. It kind of tricked me out. My brain was like, wait, was that just picked off? And then realizing, no, there was a crossing route in front of, as I was kind of just watching Chanel. So good play.
Kowalski here in shotgun again with 2 backs this time, and she gets a snap, and she's going to hand off to Zuck. Oh! She's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage by number 36, Isabel McDonald, and a great run stop there, but you'd have to think the Rider are going to stay on the field here for third and goal.
Yeah, you can see Cassandra Omarera Davis a little slow to get up, and we've seen Zuck's power. I wouldn't be getting up, running into Zuck that hard and taking her down that quickly. That's a rarity to see Zuck go down on one hit.
So indeed, the Rider are going to stay on the field for 3rd and goal at around the 5 yard line of the Fearless.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Got a timeout.
Timeout or delay game potentially. We're just going to wait and see here what the officials have to say.
Oh, false start.
Illegal procedure on the play by the Riots, so it's going to bring them back 5 yards, and so Morgan Turner and the field goal unit are going to come on here in place of the offense.
The crowd was really getting into it, and I mean, you see that in all levels of football, and happened here that it made either the cadence a little hard or the line a little jumpy to hear, and great play by the crowd here to save a potential 4 points, maybe even 7 if they're able to stop this field goal.
So this is going to shape up to be about a 15-yard field goal here. Snap, hold, kick on the way. And it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The field goal is good by Morgan Turner from 15 yards, and that's going to bring the score officially to 10-7 in favor of the Regina Riot with 1:38 remaining in the half.
Yeah, sometimes these close kicks is like, 15 yards. Anyone can do that. But when you're on the hash marks, because other than the NFL, every other league, the hash marks are further apart. Even in college football, they're further apart. And so you can actually see it. It's almost harder when you're inside 20 yards because now you're kicking. It's not the length. It's you have to kick straight sideways from the snap. And she was able to do it. You saw just kind of that line drive sideways kick and able to get it through. So, you want to say it's a chip shot, but at the same time, when you have to kick at such an angle, you can see some weird kicks where the ball just goes boom, straight sideways. So good job. And getting the lead with 1:38 left in the second quarter.
So Turner, again, ready to kick off here for the Riots. And the
that
ball
wind
goes over from this wind that's starting to pick up here.
Mm-hmm. The sun's out. Beginning of the game, there wasn't much sun, so it feels a lot warmer, I think, than the beginning of the game. But the wind is gusty.
So the kickoff goes and bounces around the 20-yard line. It's picked up by Ashanti Shovo, who's going to run, and she's going to get a lot of yards here and is going to be brought down just outside of the 40-yard line of the Fearless. So with a minute and a half remaining, the Fearless looking to potentially tie this game up and, even better, go ahead going into the half for their offense.
Yeah, when you have Haley Aggie there as your back, too, it's like, how are you going to stretch the field? Are you going to bomb it, which we've seen them able to do, or are you going to do something maybe down kind of a little bit in front of the line of scrimmage, which we've seen them do some good drag routes, or you just hand it off to Aggie, who's able to stretch the field herself. So, you have a minute 31. You still have the full playbook at your disposal.
Sawicki in shotgun gets a snap and is going to hand off to Aggie, who's going to run left side, and she's going to be brought down on the play by 2 Riot defenders and is not able to escape the tackle of Mira Treblecock.
Mm-hmm. Great way to wrap her up until help came in number 5, Shelby Morin, to finish the tackle.
So it's going to be about 2nd and 8 here for the Fearless, with 1:15 and counting remaining in the first half. Sawicki once again in shotgun and another handoff to Aggie. This time she runs right and dives up the middle, but is going to be tackled for maybe a gain of 1 or so on the play.
Zuck in on that tackle as well as a few others.
Timeout on the play called by the Regina Riot to stop the clock here with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining to hopefully be able to get some more points on the board here before the half is over.
Yeah, Manitoba's punting against that wind that it gets really, really gusty. So, we're going to have another low line drive kick again. And, of course, last time that was a 9-yard low line drive kick. So, if you get something like that again, you can get great field position. In the second quarter again, brought to you by Pembina Source for Sports for all your sporting goods and apparel needs.
So Dice really going to have to get another low line drive kick here, but hopefully stays more in bounds because they're going to need all the field position they can get. Snap here, Dice sends it high, and it's caught into the wind. Caught on the play there by Trevor.
Oh.
And she's still in her feet somehow. And was able to escape a few tacklers, and there's lots of flags on the field here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Dana Nicholson, pretty much right here in front of us on their 50. It was a grab from the back, throw the coverage person out of bounds. So that ball is probably going to be back somewhere around Regina's 40-ish.
So a 10-yard illegal block penalty against the Riot is going to bring them back from the original spot of the return. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Riot at their own 44-yard line.
when after she did it, she kind of did the oops kind of with her hand, like, I didn't mean to do that, but I did it. So she knew, but there's still 49 seconds, and that's a lot of time for Regina with a little over half the field.
Jumping the snap is Taylor Post, who gives pressure to Kowalski, who fires, and it's intercepted on the play by number 70, Nicole Druin. And she's taking it back, and she's got some room to the left side. It's going to be finally tackled on the play by Zuck, and there's a flag at the end of the play, just before the end of the play there.
Yeah, it's going to be to the back. I kind of watched it happen, and it's one of those ones where it wasn't so much a block as kind of a heavy hand laid on someone who fell. And if you saw the flag there, I'm not sure in the camera's view if you did, you can see just how bad. The ref, he just whips the flag, and it pretty much as soon as it leaves his hands, it stops, and it goes right back at him. And that's how hard and even last play with the flag, the ref threw it, and it was blowing the flags 10, 15 yards down the field. It's crazy.
So a blindside block, unnecessary roughness. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Ooh,
tacked on the interception, but no matter, the Manitoba Fearless able to get the ball back.
Wow,
38 seconds remaining here.
Oh, got a timeout.
No, it's just the ball is rolling there.
Oh. Wind so hard that even on the ground. Wow.
So Sawicki with a shotgun snap, and she's going to look over the middle for Shovo.
And
there's going to be pass interference on that play there. As you can see, that was clearly pass interference.
Yeah.
And the defender just simply ran into Shovo as she looked back for the ball, and once you don't turn your head and the official's standing right there, he's going to throw the flag every time. So,
well, you see the ball come out with a velocity as a defender, and you're used to it. You know that the person's not going to stop. But again, the wind. We've talked about it. The wind just grabbed that ball, whipped it back, and so then Shovo looks back and knows. Sorry, is that looking back to stop to get it, and the defender. Normal situations wouldn't have to worry about that, and of course doesn't look back, runs her over. Easy call to make, but yeah, it's again that wind that's blowing the ball even while it's on the ground.
Sawicki with a shotgun snap and trips to the left, and she's looking to the air again, and she fires over the middle in a bit of a wobbly pass just to get it out of danger, and it's incomplete on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 26 seconds remaining in the half.
That's one of them jump passes you hear about. I know Tim Tebow years back wins a national championship doing that, and so people talk about it, but we just kind of like hop over the line and just kind of throw it downwards like that. And, the good thing about it is no one's going to intercept that ball, so play is kind of broken up, get it, and try again here on 2nd down.
So here again, trips to the left with 2 backs for Sawicki, and she hands off right side to Eggy instead, who's only going to beat 1 defender, but not the second, and Zuck is on the play, on the scene there to bring her down with 21 seconds remaining in 3rd and 10.
Man.
For the Fearless.
Zuck, fast and power, both sides of the ball, and Aggie, we've seen her fast and power too, but that's just like a fun match to watch.
So it's going to be 3rd and 10 here for the Fearless. And the clock is going to continue to run down here with 17 seconds remaining and counting. So the Fearless going to look to run this clock potentially down all the way almost to zeros to make this the last play of the half.
Yeah,
Dice is going to have to get this punt off here. So regardless, the Fearless will take the delay a game penalty and run it down to zeros.
Yeah, it may as well at that point because you're not giving them field position because there's no play after this punt. So as long as your punt coverage team doesn't screw up really, really bad, then it doesn't matter where you punt the ball from.
So even here too, the Fearless could simply just take a knee with zeros on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna see here what the punt team has in store. So Dice, and she does indeed kneel, and it's gonna bring us to halftime. and the score is going to be 10-7 here in favor of the Regina Riot over the Manitoba Fearless. We'll be back with a quick commercial break from our sponsor.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, wing night Wednesdays, buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar, located across the street from Blackjack Stewart Arena off
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
Welcome back to Eastside Eagles Field. I'm Matthias Bueno, here with Robert and Christian Lucier of the St. Vital Mustangs, major football team here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. These two gentlemen here are coaches and players in the community. Guys, how does it feel to be here at this playoff game watching Manitoba play against Regina?
It's pretty awesome. We know a couple people we coach with there on the team, so we're big supporters of the team. Love watching them. It's a big game for them. You know, they beat them before. This first time ever beating them, so we're super pumped to be in here.
Yeah, and it's a historic game. First time a Manitoba team has ever hosted WWCFL playoff game. So obviously a very tight game on our hands, and lots of talent out here for sure. Great growth in women's football.
Absolutely. And as mentioned, you guys coach girls football with two of the players on the Fearless. Who are the players that you coach with?
Oh yeah, so we coach with Lisa Thomas. She's number 43. She's a linebacker, and Lori Tursky. She plays left tackle on the team as well. Great people. We've come to know them over the years, and we've grown a special bond with them. They're fantastic people.
So can you guys speak to what it's like to be able to coach with the girls football as well as now be able to kind of watch the product come onto the field, and what can you kind of speak to the development of the game over the years?
Yeah, this is kind of one of the first years that you're really seeing the transition from the MGFA and really reaping the benefits for teams like the Fearless and, the Wolfpack in the province. And, there are players out there who are really making an impact. For example, number 3, Ashanti Shiovo, she's a superstar of her own out there. And, that's just one example of the great development and product that the MGFA is putting out, and clearly it's having a positive impact here on the big field.
And as you can really see here in this tightly contested matchup between the Fearless and the Riot, the first time ever that the Fearless had ever won against Regina, and looking for a second time here. And what do you guys think they're going to have to do in the second half in order to clinch victory?
Yeah, I think they're just going to have to air it out a bit more. We're seeing a lot of run off tackles. They're loading the box really well from Regina's standpoint. I think they're leaving a lot of space over the middle, we would both say. And if you got started receivers on the Fearless side, you should take advantage of that by using a throwing attack.
Yeah, and on the defensive side of the ball, just anticipate counters. That number 36 is quite a talent. So you're just going to have to look to be aggressive, come downhill on everything, get nice and low when you hit, and just don't lose any aggression.
That's all great points you guys bring up here, and we're going to look to see what is in store for the second half here between the Manitoba Fearless and the Regina Riot, who trail against their provincial provincial rival 10-7 here going to the second half. We'll be back with a commercial from our sponsor.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
Welcome back to Amateur Sports TV. Matthias Bueno here with Kevin Larson as we're locked in a tightly contested battle between the Manitoba Fearless and the Regina Riot. Regina leading with a score of 10-7 here going into the second half. Kevin, what did you see from both teams in that first half?
We saw a little bit of everything. It was fun to watch. You saw more of the run game from both teams at first, and we talked about how we're going to kind of need to spread things out, and they did. There's more passes, more kind of those sweeps. We saw a great jet sweep by Manitoba, and I think that they're going to continue to do that. They're going to focus in on what worked, what didn't work. And pardon me as I'm trying to let other people by here, but I think that they're going to do that. So it'll be interesting because I'm not actually sure what, because when you plan and you're planning for the other team's plans too, so you don't want to just say okay this this is working now because now the other teams had to have to figure out what's been working for you and come down on that. So I'm just really not sure. I think it's going to be great either way. I don't think either team's going to become one-dimensional 3-point game, a full half of football. Everything is still on the table.
Everything is indeed still on the table here, and as we were speaking with two of our interviewees earlier, they were speaking to how both teams were starting to air it out a little more towards the end of the first half there, and so now you can see that both teams might look more to the air here going into the second half. We'll be back with a commercial break from our sponsor. So a kickoff there by Morgan Turner and picked up by Ashanti Shovo, and she's going to run left side for a little bit of a gain, and she's still in her feet and is still moving her feet, and she's still up and is finally brought down just around the 51-yard line of the Fearless. So a nice kickoff return there for the Fearless to open the second half, and Sawicki and company back on the field for their first offensive series here in the second half.
Of course, our third quarter is brought to you by Call Inns. I believe that's an inn and not a place you call in at. In Pilot Mound. So there they are on the screen. I believe they have a great restaurant when we do hockey games. That's the one we stop by. I love the restaurant. And
Sawicki and shotgun here as get the snap and hands off to Aggie, who's going to beat one defender to the right side, and she's brought down on the play there by number 5, Shelby Moran. For a gain of about 4 yards or so.
Julia Sprague is a little slow to get up there, but she's going to go back in the huddle, giving a thumbs up to someone on Regina, so probably an encouraging word.
So the Fearless here of 2nd and 6 at midfield, and are going to look to keep the ground game going strong and potentially go more to the air in order to carve up this Riot secondary here. Sawicki with a shotgun snap and play action pass, and here we go to the air.
Oh!
Almost caught by Emily Madaw, and it's going to be incomplete, so the punt team is going to come on here.
Mm-hmm.
So as you could really see, that almost looks like a slow motion Amateur Sports TV top 10 highlight reel layout catch there, but unfortunately not able to reel it in, so now Brooklyn Dice and the punt team are going to send this away here for midfield, looking to get great field position.
Yeah, especially here in the third quarter with the win on your back. I think Manitoba's going to pass it a lot. Not that they couldn't pass, like you kind of mentioned in between. They were able to pass. Here's the snap.
Snap here by Brooklyn Dice. She's going to send that one away well deep, and it's going to bounce over the hands of Custer.
Oh, my goodness.
Falling the ball at the 10-yard line of the Riot to prevent any sort of recovery from the Fearless. So a great punt there by Dyson, able to make up for the last one that was a little short. And
that wind,
wind is a big help for sure, especially in the third quarter. You're going to want to take advantage of every single opportunity you get to help boost your lead so that when the fourth quarter comes, you can buckle down and watch that clock management.
Yeah, over 45 yards, I hear the official. But, yeah, that half field to pin them right at the 10.
So, yeah, 45 yards. Wow, that was a great punt. And snap there in the play and hand off
Oh, there's a
Couldn't
flag.
really see who it was, too, but
I think there'll be a 5-yard encroachment or offsides against the Fearless. Almost looked like they were able to hold themselves. That's why their rush wasn't all that superb, although the outside were able to collapse in.
there's no infraction on the play as
Okay.
declared by the official. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 here for the Riot at their own 10-yard line.
So I was right. I thought she kind of stopped herself and just fell, and the head ref decided I was right. He's listening to me, I think, Mateusz.
Kowalski with a 2nd and 10 here, backed up deep in their own end. Shotgun snap here, a little low, and she looks to the right side, and she fires over the middle, and it's caught, but
Great
wrapped up
catch.
immediately on the play by Marissa Milani. It's caught by number 8, which is Kyla Krenbrink. So that's going to bring the ball to about the 19, so it's going to be a 3rd and a football here.
Yeah, your offense is so good
And
at
the Riot are going to have a decision to make here. Deep in their own end, a 3rd and short is not too impossible, but
Well, I think, again, with that wind and with your running game rarely goes backwards, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried a hard count, too.
True.
For an offside.
so snap on the play by Kowalski, and she's going to hand off up the middle to Boschman, and Boschman looks like she's probably going to have the first down here. Just waiting the signal from the official, and it is indeed a first down for the Regina Riot. Ball is now placed at their own 22-yard line.
Boschman, 2 carries, 2 first downs.
Hey,
Doing
it's all the yards you need as a fullback or as an offensive lineman who gets a handoff up the middle. You just need to move those chains, and then you give your team another opportunity to keep moving the ball with a fresh set of downs. Kowalski surveys the field here with a single back and shotgun formation. Gets a snap and is going to hand off there to number 21, which is Jenna Merck. And she's going to get tackled for maybe about a gain of 2 yards on that play.
Yeah, I was as I was kind of wandering around in the halftime. You can see Jenna Merck. I think it's her first touch, or a rare non-Zuck touch. But offense and defensive coordinators talking about Zuck, and she's doing great on both sides. But I think they want to save her a bit, and with how powerful she's been on defense, I can see them not using her as much on offense to save her.
Kowalski with a shotgun snap here. She drops back and looks to the right side, and it's caught on the play by number 84, which is Alex Kowalski, and she gets wrapped up on the play there by Marissa Milani, who's not able to be shaken out of her shoes, and so regardless, it's going to be a new set of downs here again for the Riot.
Great block by Nesbitt. She's the far side wide receiver. She kind of came in and threw a good block. I walked by Nesbitt too in my journeys. She's extremely tall. She is large, and yet she is fast enough to play outside speed receiver. It's a scary combination.
Kowalski fires over the middle, and it's caught. Fires to the right side, and it's caught by Nesbitt, but there is a flag in the play. Maybe a slot a little early on the snap here. We're just going to have to check in with the official and see what the call is officially. Maybe against the Fearless, too.
Likely an offside. No. Block and face
So
mask.
face mask is called by the head official against the Fearless.
A 10-yard face mask?
Or maybe he said hands to the face. I'm not exactly.
Okay.
I think hands to the face would make more sense than if that's a 10-yard penalty.
Either way, first down.
First down for the Riot here at the 47-yard line on their side of midfield. Kowalski in shotgun gets a snap and is going to hand off to Merck, who's going to run for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards in that play. Time winding down pretty quickly in this game, but still not much from both teams that's separating them greatly, and it's really going to present an element of whoever has the ball last is going to win this game, I'm thinking, Kevin, if we're looking forward to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Regina having the win at their back for the fourth quarter, that just might be it, able to do something. You can see the passes here are very kind of short, low passes, just kind of quick bullets rather than airing it out. Oh.
And Kowalski gets post to jump early, and she's going to be sacked. Gets the ball out, but regardless, it's going to be an extra 5 yards up to make it a 2nd and short here for the Riot.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit undisciplined on the defensive line of the Fearless. They're not able to hold their water and are a little jumpy on the line there. So you can see Kowalski really going for the hard count. And sometimes at these levels of football, like you said, Kevin, it can pay off because players are just ready to jump the snap and aren't thinking about teams going hard count. And the second they go on 2 or on 3, then that's when you get your free plays. And so the Riot get 2nd and 2 here. A lot more manageable than 2nd and 7. Kowalski in shotgun gets a snap and hands off to Merck. And Merck is going to get the first down. And she's going to run for about a gain of 7 or 8 yards here, bringing the ball to the 45-yard line of the Fearless. And now in plus territory, you got to think that Regina won't be scared to go to the air.
Yeah, especially on first down. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I say that, and then a big gust comes, just whipping everything. So maybe not a huge arrow, but another one of their bullet ones, 10, 15 yards downfield. Oh!
So a handoff there to Merck up the middle, and she's going to be wrapped up on the play by number 43, Elisa Thomas.
A great little draw there. Had me kind of fooled for a second, and 5 yards, or 4, 3... Give it, stop moving the stick. 3.5 yards.
So it's about 2nd and 7 for the Riot with the ball at the 42-yard line of the Fearless. Shotgun snap for Kowalski. She fires to the left side, a wobbling-looking duck pass, but it's caught by Jada Duval, who beats the defender, and she's still on her feet, and she's wrapped up and brought down out of bounds at around the 15-yard line of the Fearless. It looked like Terry Wolf was in on that play and was nowhere to be seen in terms of being there to wrap her up, and Duval able to get a nice chunk of yards after the catch, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Regina Riot on the 19-yard line, it looks like, of the Fearless, and they're in the red zone again for the 3rd time today.
Regina Riot did a great bubble screen fake, and you hear the coach all the way across the field yell bubble screen, and
Kowalski with a shotgun snap and is going to pitch to the left side for Merck, and Merck is going to run inside, and she's going to beat a defender, and she's going to get tackled for about a gain of 7 or 8 yards on that play.
What a great play. But yeah, we talked about, changing up everything on the field. Some great fakes. We got a draw this one, like a full-on draw, something we haven't really seen. Usually maybe a slight delay hand draw, but yeah, the fake bubble screen, stretching it out with Merck, and it's just something different. Manitoba hasn't seen this yet from Regina this game, and Regina is taking it to them this drive.
2nd and short here for the Riot. Kowalski with 2 receivers motioning to the right side, and another pitch to Merck outside, and she's going to look to beat the corner, but she doesn't, and wrapped up on the play there by number 37, which is Nura Mahindo. And it's going to be and also it looks like in that play was Grace McDonald, and it's going to be just short of the first down, I believe.
It's hard. The sticks are right here hiding behind our cameraman from our booth.
So Morgan Turner and the field goal unit are going to indeed come on here with a tight angle field goal against the wind. This may not be as easy as it looks here, as Kevin mentioned earlier in the game here. So Grace McDonald on a knee, and looking like the trainers are going to come out to give her some attention. Hopefully she's all right.
That last place, I think Merck, I will take this break to think again. Call-ins down in Verdon, Manitoba. Again, great restaurant, great people. But Merck, I think, just kind of outran her blocking there. We saw Nesbitt kind of come in to seal the edge, which is very common, and she had 2 backs with her who were supposed to kind of lead block, and she was in front of them. So there's the free corner that was originally on Nesbitt was able to stop the play. I mean, it's one of those things. What do you do when you're just too fast? And that I think Zaka, we saw her just make those extremely heads-up play where it's one of those really, really advanced kind of ways of thinking. You see a lot of pros making that mistake too. Just because you have the ball doesn't mean you run fast. You have to run with your blocking. And Merck maybe not used to being used as much, kind of outran her blocking there. But good to see Grace McDonald walking off on her own power, and we'll see this field goal to see if Regina can take a 6-point lead. Unless they do a fake, you know. We're talking about pulling out all the stops.
So this is looking to be about a 17-yard field goal here from right hash from Morgan Turner. Snap, hold, kick up on its way, and it's good. A 17-yard field goal is tacked onto the board by Morgan Turner, the Riot, and it's going to extend their lead to 13-7 with 6:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Once again, to bring you our third quarter sponsor, which is the Collins Hotel. Make sure to visit the Collins Hotel in Pilot Mound, Manitoba.
Oh, Pilot Mound. I think I said Verdon, and we have another injury down. Not good.
Another injured player looks to be on the Fearless. A little hard to make out who it is lying on the field there.
Yeah, there's kind of a bunch of bodies just kind of fell in the center there, and, you know, that's a lot of weight coming down. Extra big. We'll also thank our game sponsor, Super 8 West, Super 8 Motel. I don't know Super 8 West too much. I drive by Super 8 East a lot, but West helping us bring us this game, so thank you. You know, next time you're in, just needing a hotel, suggest them and tell them thanks. Even just walk by the desk if you're nearby and say, hey, thanks, because of you I was able to watch something I was not able to watch otherwise in a sport I didn't know about in a great football game. Whether or not, you know, as far as leagues go and all that, sometimes that, you know what, this is a great game. It's one of the most funs I've got to watch in person.
Looks like Nura Mahindo was shaken up on that play there, and she's able to get up and walk off with a bit of assistance from the trainer there, so hopefully not too shaken up. So Morgan Turner looking to be ready to kick off here for the Regina Riots. Waiting for the whistle to be blown in from the official. So Turner looking to kick off a little short dribbler here. And caught on the play there by Taylor Post.
Oh!
Who's able to maintain possession.
That's Ashley Clayton wrapping her up, hits the ball, and it looked like it was just about to squirt out. Great way to just kind of clamp down by Taylor Post, and kind of doing that like short. Hopefully the wind will help us. That got Manitoba the ball extra after the touchdown last quarter.
So Fearless are going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line here.
You talked about last drive, maybe looking to stretch it out, and I think especially with the wind at your back.
Shotgun snap here for Sawicki. He's going to hand off up the middle to Aggie, who's going to be brought down on the play by Adrian Zuck for maybe about a gain of 3 yards on that play. So you'd like to think here, Kevin, that the Fearless are going to have to start airing it out, because once this wind is against them, it's going to be a little more difficult in that fourth quarter when it's going to count the most.
And I think that's what you use first down for. Second down here, especially when you're kind of a little bit longer second down, go for the more sure pass, but definitely think it's something that we'll see come on. Ooh.
Sawicki and shotgun snap, and looked like Patricia Echo Davis was offside. She was about a yard ahead of the ball before the snap was gone, so it's unfortunately going to bring the Fearless back 5 yards and going to negate the run from Aggie.
I saw
it's an illegal procedure on the play.
Leanne Abortion, the Jornsen, the right tackle, the close tackle here on this side, she kind of popped up out of her stance before the ball, so maybe Manitoba trying to do a hard count, and that's the one thing. If you don't do a lot of hard counts and then you start, you can get a lot of defensive penalties, but your line can kind of get used to it, and you can get a lot of false starts as well.
Sawicki with a handoff to Aggie, who's going to run left end, and she's going to gain about 7 yards on that play or so, bringing them back to the 45-yard line. And so Brooklyn Dice and company are going to come on here the field once again to send this punt away. And look to get another booming punt off, especially with this wind and with 5:13 remaining in the third quarter. They're going to want to win this field position battle in order to gain back some momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, able to do a boomer last time and look to do it again, try to get it behind. We'll see if Regina, maybe the returners, are kind of keeping an eye out for that.
Snap is away, and Dice gets the snap, and she's going to send a nice line drive kick, and it bounces in between the returners, and it's going to dribble down, and it's going to die just ahead of the goal line, and Custer's going to pick it up, and she's going to get a lot of room to run here, and she's going to be beat to the outside by Marissa Milani, but she's going to step out of bounds just at around the 20-yard line, and is not able to tightrope on that sideline and stay in bounds for a bigger chunk. So nice punt by Dice, but sometimes you're going to have to look out for a lot of danger on those types of plays, because when you out-punt your coverage, it's going to give dangerous returners a lot more room to run. And fortunately for the Fearless, there was only about a gain of 20 on that play, but so an illegal procedure is called against Manitoba on that play, so they're going to have to re-kick this ball. Initially thought it was a penalty that was going to move up the ball for the Riot, but instead the Fearless are going to have to punt away from a little farther back. So ball placed in the middle of the field now here, and they're going to really have to, Dice is going to have to point her hips to the sideline if she's going to want to get this ball, numbers to sideline out of bounds, in a safe place to avoid any big return from the Riot.
Mm-hmm.
So Dice awaiting the snap here.
Ooh.
A bit of a wobbling snap there, and
Oh!
on the play by number 26 of the Riot. That's Courtney Tafelmeyer.
Wow, what a
And that's a huge swing of momentum for the Riot, gone from ball at their own 20 to ball at the 35 of the Fearless with 4:19, and great starting field position here. Unfortunate mishap for the Fearless. Now their defense is going to be backed up to the wall, or with their backs against the wall. They're going to have to look here to dig deep in order to get some momentum back.
Yeah, the Fearless, their long snapping has not been great all game. They've been kind of slow arcs, but this one was just even worse, just very high, and that's what led to that block.
Handoff there to Merck, and she's tossed right side and brought down on the play by Marissa Milani to sort of save a bit of face there.
Mm-hmm.
Able to get a nice tackle for a loss well behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be about 2nd and 17 for the Regina Riot back at the 40-yard line. Sorry, pardon me. 2nd and 15 for the Riot. So with 3:40 remaining in this third quarter and only a 6-point game, the Fearless are going to have to dig deep in order to prevent this from becoming a 2-score game. Kowalski once again in shotgun with Merck beside her. And a motioning receiver, and she's going to look back to the left side to pass, and it's caught on the play over the middle by Alex Kowalski. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 here.
Mm-hmm.
And with the wind in their face, the Riot are going to stay on the field for 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart thing. You're in their zone, so you're not giving them good field position if you do.
Kowalski with a shotgun snap, and she's going to look, and she's going to survey the field, and she's going to roll out to the right side, and she's going to be hit on the play, and it's going to be out of bounds, incomplete, and great pressure by Cassandra O'Meara Davis, who's able to prevent any yards on the play there. So a turnover on downs, and the Fearless defense stands tall and is going to get the ball back at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, able to save themselves from that block punt, and your Manitoba, the game's kind of getting away from you right now. It's like, yeah, that was a great stop on 3rd down, but you haven't really shown a whole lot this quarter, where Regina has. So you're going to have to take something here, and you're going to have to force it through Regina, because Regina is not going to give it to you.
So here we go, Sawicki in shotgun, but it's going to look to be an illegal procedure as the play is blown dead before the snap goes.
That's the 3rd one in 2 drives, including that punt that went from a great field position to a block.
So illegal procedure brings the ball back 5 yards for the Fearless, and they're going to have the ball 1st and 15 on their own 25-yard line instead of the 30. So with 2:40 and ticking remaining here in this third quarter, the Fearless are going to have to get something going in the air with the wind before this game slips a little bit away from them. So a handoff to Aggie.
Yeah.
gets tackled for maybe a gain of 2 yards.
1st and 15, you're down in this tight game. I think you need to try something, air it out. Eggie, she's been swarmed a lot. Especially, we talked about Zuck playing only defense this quarter, so she's at full steam, and she seems to be breaking up every play. If she's not on the tackle, she's knocking off a blocker or two so her teammates can. You're going to have to do something here, and now 2nd and long is a hard time to do things.
Jet sweep to Shovo. She goes to the right side here and looking to get some speed on the ground here and tackled on the play by Clayton of the Riot. So the jet sweep not able to work.
Ashley Clayton, the other name. Clayton and Zuck on defense. They seem to be on 90% of the tackles, and there's Clayton sniffing out that jet sweep. And, you have to punt in here as Manitoba. When you get the ball back, if wind's probably going to be in your face, no more airing it out. You can throw it low, kind of what Regina's doing. They have made some longer throws, but... Ew.
So Dice looking to get this punt off a little quickly. And hopefully the snap is going to come a little bit faster. Snap. And Dice is going to send this one away. A nice spinning punt. And it's going to bounce to Custer around the 36. And she's going to look to take this wide. And there's a block on the play there against the Fearless. And Custer's still in her feet. And there's no flags. And now a flag has come out finally in a second one.
Ooh. I think that might be a late hit, which would be huge. Got to make that call. Looks like there's 2 calls, Mr. Fan, in front of us. There's a flag earlier over at the 40, and then, right at the end, a flag came flying in, and if she hit him out of bounds.
So we're going to wait to see here what the head official and the others are going to collaborate on and what the flags are going to be for.
Mm-hmm.
Whether maybe on both teams or maybe only on the Fearless, but we're going to have a look-see here. So... we're going to talk to the Fearless sideline.
Something
so unnecessary roughness is on Regina.
Both penalties are on Regina. And if that second one's unnecessary roughness, you'll get a 10 and then a 15 for a 25 in total because that 15 doesn't overrule. So
illegal block and unnecessary roughness is called against the Riot. So it's going to negate the entire return back to the original spot of where Custer picked up the ball around the 42-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
So the Riot of a 1st and 10 with 1:10 remaining here in the third quarter.
So you get a 25-yard return negated by 25 yards of penalties. That's, eesh.
Well, it could have been a 0-yard return negated and moved back for 25 yards, so not the worst case scenario.
Yeah, it's better than that, but you just got to be
Kowalski
careful.
in shotgun here and hands off to Merck.
Oh, what a power move. Oh, that's number 53, Andrea Buckland. One arm on the offensive lineman pushing her back, one arm on the running back and bringing her down. That is like Nadamada Sue type of just absolute brutality right there in the middle. What a play.
Yeah, definitely a great play there by Backlund, able to stop the run from Merck short for a tackle for a loss. So now 2nd and 11 for Kowalski in the offense. Shotgun snap, and Kowalski looks right. And now she's going to leak out to the right side, and she's going to look to throw on the run. And it's intercepted on the play by Taylor Post. Unbelievable to sniff out that pass in the flat, as you could really see when Kowalski started to roll right. Post was able to jump the route and able to get in there and secure the interception, and now the Fearless have the ball in great starting field position here on the 36-yard line in the middle of the field of the Riot's half. And you'd like to think now with 15 seconds, there's no harm in letting one fly deep to the end zone here. And that would really gather some more momentum here for the Fearless, as an interception is always huge at this point of the game.
You have a lot of blue back there. Send a bunch of receivers to there and pick a corner and try for it. And
Sawicki, play action, lays out the block. Almost caught by Shovel, but almost equally intercepted by Clayton. As you could see there, it was broken up, a 50-50 ball, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter with your score 13-7 in favor of the visiting Regina Riot.
Leanne Jornsen I called her name, I believe, last time on. It might have been blocking or defense. I don't know, but wow, just crushes, protects her from there. That's some great defensive line play. Now offensive line play, yeah, you don't get the big play, but at least you've done something different, making them in. Going to that last play, Buckland gets double teamed, and number 47, Brooklyn Dice, gets that free run. A lot of pressure the last two times for Manitoba. Great ball position. Here's when they need to do something and tie it or take a point lead with a touchdown.
So here we go, 2nd and 10 for the Manitoba Fearless. Sawicki in shotgun, gets a snap and a handoff to Aggie, who's going to run right side, and she's running downhill with a head of steam, and she's still on her feet, and she rumbles all the way to the 25-yard line of the Riot, and that's enough for a first down.
11-yard gain.
A good run by the Manitoba Fearless, and just in time to bring you our fourth quarter sponsor, which is Case Financial. Make sure to visit Case Financial for any of your financial needs. Visit Case today. So 1st and 10 here at the ball at the 25-yard line of the Riot. Sawicki again in shotgun with another handoff to Eggy, who's going to dive up the middle. But it's going to be stopped for maybe a gain of 1 on that play.
Not as big a wrecking ball as play, but after her last play, maybe she just needed a break, and it looks like Bjornsson a little slow to get up, but getting back to that offensive line. Manitoba is just kind of taking the wind taking the wind. Now they're taking it in the face, but taking the momentum wind as well, and they're doing something with it.
So after a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 here for the Fearless with Sawicki in the shotgun. Gets a snap. Handoff again to Egu, runs left side, and she's got lots of green room, and she makes a defender miss, but she's going to be tackled on the play around the 15-yard line.
Ooh, that was a big pile on her.
And it's going to be short of the first down. So we're going to have to wait and see after this pile gets up here where the spot of the ball is.
My body hurts just watching her get landed by all those people, and there she is up and ready, and probably ready to get the ball again this next time.
So 3rd and short here for the Fearless with the ball at the 16 of the Riot, and the offense will stay on the field. So with 2 backs set now in the shotgun, Sawicki is looking for a first down. Gets a snap, handoff, Aggie gets a push.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it might be a bit short here. And it is short indeed, well short of the first down. And the Riot are going to turn the ball over on downs, or get the turnover on downs, back in their favor for a 1st and 10 inside their own red zone.
Oh, we have a player down for Regina.
Looks like it's number 77 on that play, which is Juliana Cornish.
Just a lot of bodies falling in a play like that. Like, I figured they'd take the sledgehammer named Aggie and smash it up the middle. She was not happy with the spot of the ball. She kind of informed the ref as such. But
you'd like to think there maybe early in the 4th quarter that tacking on a field goal might make this game a little bit more manageable. But I think that looking towards Coach Aaron Taylor's pardon me, Coach Paczynski's offense there, you got to think that they want to keep momentum rolling and they want to punch in a major score to regain the lead in this game.
As we're waiting on the injury, we'll just give a shout out to Case Financial for all of your banking and financial needs. I know that's not as fun to talk about as this football game has just been great.
Looks like Cornish unable to get up on her own power, so
yeah, she's her leg is something bad right now, and that is not good to see. So and we'll also give a shout out to West Super 8 West, needing a hotel on the west side of Winnipeg. Give Super 8. Super 8s are just awesome. I love them. Usually have like water slides with their pools, so if you have kids, exercise rooms, if you're into that sort of thing. A lot of them have, now don't quote me that they do, but I'm pretty sure they would have a banquet room or meeting room, boardroom, things like that. So, give them a call if you need anything like that. You can rent a boardroom Sometimes you can even rent for the day. Hey, you want to water slide with the kids? The pool is too far away. Call them. I know a lot of them will have like a day rate. So Super 8 West, there's a lot more than just sleeping when you're out of town. I know in town hotels can kind of be fun. Kind of like a mini break. You just go with the kids for a day, and honestly, you look at the price of some of the other things, and you get a go-kart and all this other stuff. It's like it's not as expensive as you're like, oh, it's $100 just to go swimming. Well, you can do a lot more, and so give them a call and figure it out what exactly you need, because they're fun, and you don't have to clean up after yourself. That's the best part of hotels is you have a reason to order pizza and not cook, and you don't have to clean up after yourself. So that with everything else, Wi-Fi, AC. We needed AC earlier this week. 38 degrees some days. Whew.
So it looks like Corner's still down on the play there.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to get a cart. I'm not sure at this field what they have. Oh, there looks like there's a cart. No, that might be a lawnmower back there. But I don't think she'll be able to get out off her own power. Her leg is in a serious pain. She tried standing there, and it wasn't going underneath her. And that is, oof.
12:55 remaining in this game. You'd like to think that the Fearless gained a bit of momentum there and were able to come close to putting some major points on the board, but looks like we're gonna cut to a commercial break here quickly as we await for Cornish to receive some more attention and hopefully get back to her health and able to get off the field to resume this game.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
At Collins Hotel, we have you and your family's comfort in mind. Relax in one of our 16 suites featuring king or queen-size beds and 36-inch TVs. Suites also include a mini fridge and other kitchen appliances to make your stay as comfortable as possible. During your stay in Pilot Mound, visit Weiser's Restaurant, our attached family-friendly restaurant and bar. It is the perfect location to host group meals, dine with the family, or unwind after a hockey game. Come in and meet our friendly staff offering daily specials on food and drinks, wing night Wednesdays, buffet Fridays, and multiple TVs to watch the game. Weiser's is the place to be. Collins Hotel and Weiser's Restaurant and Bar.
Welcome back to Amateur Sports TV. As you can see here, we're stuck in a bit of an injury timeout. Juliana Cornish of the Regina Riot is on the field, and she's not looking good right now, unfortunately. Banged up on that play and too much to be able to come back onto her own 2 feet. And so we might potentially be waiting upon an ambulance or a cart or some sort of medical assistance to help her with getting off this field. And
yeah, we're at a high school, the East Side Eagles. Actually, is that a high school or junior? Yeah, it is. Okay, yeah, it is a high school. So they likely don't have a cart, so that's why you need an ambulance. So it's not that it's extremely serious. It's just that when we saw her try to get up, she was not able to put any weight on that right leg. So, and better safe than sorry, especially for a lineman. When you talk about just muscle mass and bone structure, she is obviously a larger, wider than your average person. A leg injury you don't want to mess with because it can go from a little injury to serious if it's serious. So they're just figuring out what to do to help her because they do not want to worsen the injury by moving her improperly. So it's unfortunate to see. We hope that it's over. They're being overcautious and that she will be fine, walking around later today, tomorrow sort of thing. But it's better to be overcautious than undercautious in a situation like this with this kind of injury.
So just to speak to maybe some of the rest of the game here, we can see that the Fearless are starting to, or continuing to roll on offense. And unfortunately not able to punch in a major score there, but at this point you'd see with this big pause that maybe next trip down the Fearless are there, that a field goal would maybe be a viable option in order to make this game a little closer. So 13 minutes left, you still got lots of time. You don't have to worry about being in a hurry or rushing your offense or going for it on third down a bunch, because this Regina team has a great offense, but was stopped the last few times by the Fearless defense. So if the Fearless put a little more trust in their defense, I think that there'll be an option for them to be able to slowly chip away at this lead and regain that lead there. Yeah,
it's kind of weird because it feels like the Fearless have this quarter, have had this half, and yet they haven't been able to eliminate the lead. So it's just like all you need is that one little extra thing to click, and it goes from almost being there to being there and making that comeback. But when you have a large downtime like this, that just messes everything in the pot because who's going to come out on fire? Like the levels, the momentum is so much. I remember the Super Bowl 49ers versus the Ravens. The Ravens were just pounding the 49ers. There's that extended power outage, whatever, conspiracy tinfoil hat that the league was sick of it and wanted the game to get closer. And it did. I mean, the 30-whatever point game all of a sudden became a neck-and-neck game where there's controversy at the end that, 49ers should have won. And so we're looking at it. That's a well-known situation. That what do you have? You have a really close game, a long time. Whoever can grab the momentum, probably in this first series, could very well win the game. And you just really don't know until it starts after a long pause like this. You can see Regina is on the field throwing balls, trying to stay loose, where Manitoba is looks like they're stretching, but they're a little bit more passive. And we do hear the ambulance sirens. I would imagine that's for us. Again, it's not that it's necessarily that serious. It's just that at the field, this is a precaution that they have in place, not having a cart, especially for a defensive lineman. Like you can even have a backboard, but you know what? When you're a 6, I can't say her height, but she's definitely a bit taller than me, very wide in shoulders. You have to be more careful. Don't risk it, and you can hear I don't know if you can hear the sirens. I can hear it.
Concordia Hospital here in Winnipeg is very close to Eagles Field, so very fortunate compared to St. Vital, and Victoria was a little bit more of a ways away, and also took a little more while for the ambulance to appear at that game when the Fearless were playing against the Valkyries. So now we have to look and see here if the ambulance is going to be able to take care of her, and we'll be back with a quick commercial break here from our sponsor.
If you take the first mortgage you're offered, a high interest rate could take your travel budget and send it packing. Before you choose a mortgage, take a second look. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today. If you take the biggest mortgage you can get, you might find your budget can't support other important costs, like buying furniture. Don't let your mortgage weigh you down. Get serious about your mortgage. Contact Case Financial Group today.
Welcome back to Amateur Sports TV. After a bit of a significant delay, Juliana Cornish of the Regina Riot is now on a stretcher on her way into an ambulance vehicle on the way to Concordia Hospital to be looked at. So thankfully to our friends at the hospital and the ambulance, they're able to get this game going here with not too big of a delay. Mm-hmm. And as we resume, as some of you folks may not remember, the Regina Riot have the ball 1st and 10 at their 16-yard line with 12:55 remaining here in the fourth quarter. That's brought to you by Case Financial. Remember to visit Case for all your financial needs today. Yeah. Kevin, what do you think we're going to see here from Regina on this drive after what's been almost another quarter of football waiting to play this fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think at this point, I mean, you could try something. That win, you talk about it still at their back. But I think at this point, Manitoba has two interceptions now. Just to think, yeah, 2 interceptions now. I think you're just kind of in that play it safe, run the clock. Merck is doing well. I believe that's who we have back there. There's a lot of big bodies in front of the running back, but yeah. So I think that's what you do. You try to run. You try to bite off, 4 or 5 yards off on first down here. And if you can do that, maybe try again or a short pass. But I don't think they'll be looking to stretch the field here. 13 minutes left in the quarter, so you still got a full quarter of play. But yeah, and I think they're just waiting for the ambulance at the far side to leave before they start. And hopefully the ambulance is just a precaution. Of course, the league, they don't have the resources yet to have an ambulance on standby and all that to every single game. So you just kind of rely on, and you hope you never have to use it, of course. But again, it's just a precaution. We hope we hope all the best. And that, but again, that leg injuries, especially on someone with the size and build of a lineman, you don't want to mess with it, and so they didn't, which is good.
We can see here what the ambulance have to say to kind of wrap things up, and hopefully we can get this game going and start the show again.
Yeah, and of course,
we'd definitely like to see what the end of this thrilling game so far in the playoffs will bring us here between these two provincial rivals. Especially considering how Manitoba had never beaten Regina ever until this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're looking to do it twice in 1 year. And Regina have never played on the road in the playoffs in the first round and are playing on the road in the playoffs for the first time here. So we'll have to wait and see here what the end of this fourth quarter will bring us.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing they're just deciding what to do, maybe. They're just blue shirts standing around talking to someone who looks kind of officially. So, yeah, and of course, Juliana, I don't know if their bus is leaving tonight or tomorrow, but if she doesn't make that bus, it's kind of a hassle for her team. It'd probably have to either someone stay back, one of the people who drove, or maybe fly her back. So it's who knows? It could be something like that. It's, hey, how serious of a level do we keep her? I don't know. I'm not there. It does seem a little bit weird that they're just standing by the open gate and not getting in the ambulance. But again, we hope that she is well. She did give the thumbs up. Of course, she was always conscious. She did try to get off the field, but her right leg was not supporting any weight, which is why they told her to sit down. And so we do hope for the best. We're talking here, femur injuries. If it's something like that, they can be so serious, so many complications that you just really have to treat for the worst and hope for the best. So that's what we'll do for Juliana. As the wind, you can just see the wind is just whoosh. Maybe you can't see it. The garbage cans in front of us look really windy. The flag actually across the field doesn't look like it's blowing too much like it's been. So
looks to see that the ambulance are still talking things over a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a false start. I'm starting the broadcast again. And we're talking about the kind of different mentalities. Manitoba was stretching, doing some warm-up stuff, trying to keep loose and limber. Regina didn't really do a whole lot. They're throwing balls at first with each other, but not a lot of team stretching type things, activities. A little interesting, maybe that'll give Manitoba the leg up, just being a little bit more loose after what I think we've reached half an hour of stoppage now.
At Super 8 Winnipeg West, we have your comfort in mind with free Wi-Fi and free daily Superstart breakfast. We also have guest laundry facilities, a state-of-the-art fitness center, and a jetted hot tub. Sleep well in a spacious guest room equipped with plush new bedding, a 50-inch flat-screen HD TV, microwave, mini refrigerator, and Keurig coffee maker. Or book a suite with a kitchen, ideal for extended stays. Super 8 Winnipeg West, located just inside the perimeter on Portage Avenue.
Still just waiting to see what it is. And we also realize we have a cord issue with one of our mics. Not sure when Mateus was silenced, so Spencer trying to figure that out, but still just waiting. Test. Yeah.
First and 10 here. Kowalski in shotgun and hands off here to number 16, Chanel Ryu. And we're finally back to WWCFL here on the Amateur Sports Network after a long 30-minute delay here. The ambulance finally able to take off. So a new set of downs here for the Regina Riot. The wind's starting to really pick up here as we get towards that 3-4 o'clock windy time of the day. So it's a first and 10 with the ball at the 27-yard line of the Riot. Kowalski in shotgun with one back. Snap, another handoff to Merck, who runs outside, and Taylor Post able to... And unfortunately, it's going to be an unnecessary roughness penalty against Isabel McDonald for coming in late on that tackle. And you can see there a bit of an unnecessary push, and that's going to move the Riot up 15 yards, and with a new set of downs here, and with 12 minutes remaining and counting You'd like to think that's not a good penalty to take.
No, definitely. She just came in. That play was already done. She just kind of fell on it, and it's one of those ones where it wasn't like egregious. Way after the play, egregious. That's the one. The G's a little bit further in, but yeah, that definitely wasn't needed, and that just helps out Regina so much.
Kowalski and shotgun again with another single back and another handoff to Merck, who's going to look to counter, and this time McDonald in on that play.
Oh,
and a fumble,
they get it.
And it looks like we're unsure who's recovered the ball.
There was so much gold around it. I don't see how they didn't get it.
And it's a first down for the Fearless, and they recover the fumble. Unbelievable play there by Nurma Hindu, as well as McDonald, able to be on that play with Shemkora to force the fumble, all three of them there. And Regina looking to eat the clock, but now the Fearless have the ball. And another opportunity to retake the lead here with 11:40 remaining in the fourth quarter with the ball at the 42 of the Riot.
That is so huge, and yeah, that's exactly what they needed to happen because Regina was playing protect ball.
Shotgun snap here for Sawicki, and she's going to hand off to Eggy, who's going to run underneath the tackle, and she's going to spin out of a defender. But we do have a flag in the backfield, and it's going to look to be a holding call against the Fearless, unfortunately, for them. With a great run there by Aggie, but now it's looking to be taken back here by indeed a holding call, which is going to bring them to 1st and 20 at the 52 of the Riot.
Just a great run play, and it's unfortunate that part of that greatness came from a hold. I don't think it was a huge hold, but it was enough. And sometimes you don't need a huge hold; you just need to slow down that defender just enough, and that's what made makes a small hole massive hole.
So here we go. We have 1st and 20 now with the ball at the 52. I'm corrected by the official. Of the Riot for the Manitoba Fearless. Sawicki and shotgun with Eggy behind her in 2 slots wide. And another handoff to Eggy, who's going to run left side. And she's outside of her tackle, and she gets a nice push and runs into Clayton and is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Pardon me, that's number 29 she ran into, which is Catherine Nagum. Of the Regina Riot, so
big shoulder, boom.
Lowers the shoulder and is able to really get a nice push back to the original line of scrimmage, at least to save that holding penalty. Able to make up for a little bit of lost ground, but we have 2nd and 10 here, back at the original line of scrimmage at the 42 for the Fearless. With this wind howling, we're going to see what they're going to go to here in order to move these chains. Sawicki and shotgun with Eggy behind her. And she's going to hand off again to Eggy, who's going to be a little slow running out, looking for a hole. And she runs out to the right side, and there's no flags on the play. And she's going to be tackled short of the first down, and it is going to be about 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3. And with this wind howling, you got to think the offense is going to stay on the field here, just inside the 35-yard line at the 34. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Fearless.
Hey, you talked about her going a little slow, but that's again that kind of next level thinking where if I run, I'm going to outrun my blocking, and she's able to just slow it down, take a look, and gets a huge chunk.
Sawicki and shotgun with a handoff to Eggy, and she's going to look to get a 1st down and more, and she's on her feet still, and she's running to the left side, and finally gets brought down by Clayton just inside of the 25-yard line at the 24. 1st down for the Manitoba Fearless, and another great run by Eggy to keep the offense on the field and keep the drive alive on a 3rd and 3.
Great run and just moving that ball just with power.
Really able to, like you mentioned before, that downhill running that's able to keep the Fearless offense on the field with 2 backs now. Sawicki's in shotgun with 1st and 10 at the 24. Gets a snap and hands off to Eggy, who's running up the middle and is going to get tackled for maybe about a gain of 1 or 2. Tackled on the play there by Adrian Zuck once again. Her tackle total probably has to be up to over 10 at this point. She's really in on every play. As you could really see, she's all over the field for the Riot on the defense.
Shelby Morin helping her out there too. And we've called Shelby's name a few times here on these tackles, helping her out.
And here we go. We have a 2nd and long, about 2nd and 8 here for the Fearless. With Sawicki and shotgun and Eggy again behind her. And another handoff to Eggy, who's going to run right end. She's going to run off the tackle. And she's going to beat a few defenders to the inside, but it's not going to be enough for a 1st. And it's going to be Bit difficult to see from this angle here, and it's going to be about 3rd and 5 here. And a bit of confusion here as to who's going to be on the field, but it looks like now the offense will stay on for 3rd and 5. Another 3rd down play here for the Fearless. With 2 wide and Eggy behind her, Swicky in the shotgun and waits a snap. And hands off to Eggy, who's going to go into the inside, and she's going to be brought down well short of the 1st down.
Had a spark from Eggy for the first several runs, but they needed something. Oh, no, and she is down. Tackled a little awkwardly.
And Eggy is down. And hopefully this isn't too bad for that Fearless, because she's been a great power runner all game for them. And hopefully she's just a bit winded.
And when she does make it into space, she turns on the jets and goes. And even down, look at that. She still has a grip on the football, I think. Not giving it up. And the Fearless have just had all the turnovers just for them and doing really great on that and great ball control. But another turnover on downs is just hard, and I think they needed to try something else there than just Eggy 3 times in a row.
They did a bit of good passing against the wind earlier in the in the 2nd quarter. But now it looks like Eggy's going to get up on her feet and is able to walk in her own strength, so that's a very good sign for the Fearless.
Ref having a hard time getting the chain gang to move for the turnover on downs.
So now it looks like the Riot are going to have 1st and 10, just a football length inside their own 23-yard line with 8:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter, and they have a 6-point lead. So Kowalski in shotgun with 2 backs to her left and right, and she's going to hand off to Merck up the middle. And Merck's going to get a bit of a push here for maybe a gain of 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of Merck, and after her fumble lost, I think she's going to do a lot more of that 2-hand on the ball running between the tackles to get a few yards there.
And again, shotgun formation with just a single back and a play action. American fires to Nesbitt and met by Marissa Milani, but it looks like Nesbitt has the 1st down. And the signal is from the side official on the right side. It is a 1st down for the Riot with 7:30 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
And that's a big set of new downs here for the Riot. As if the Fearless get the ball back again, you'd like to think that they might potentially have an opportunity to score, but now the Riot can eat more clock up. Getting towards 7 minutes. Kowalski and shotgun with Merck to her left as 3 receivers motion. And it looked like it's going to be an illegal procedure on that left tackle there. On the tight end, pardon me. As you could see a bit of early motion from the Riot, and it is indeed going to be an illegal procedure here, so the Riot are going to be backed up 5 yards for a 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that just kind of slows you down, but I still think Manitoba needs to realize they have to do something big here and not just take a breather. Now it's 1st and 15, because if Regina gets 7 yards here even, which they've shown they can do a lot.
Kowalski with a fake toss to the other side, and Merck has a head of steam, and she's running up the middle, and she runs for a 1st down again for the Regina Riot. And the Regina Riot controlling the clock and this game in hand right now as they keep the ball on the ground, and Fearless have no answers on defense with their front 7. And so it's looking to be like, as we cross towards the last third of this quarter, that the Riot will maintain possession and will look to punch in another score to further this lead and put a stamp on this game officially. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Merck motions to the left side with 2 and motions back to the right with a few slots out, and Merck looking left end, and she's running and gets wrapped up on the play there by Chamcora and Post for a loss of about 4 or 5 yards. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 15 here, 2nd and 14, pardon me, for the Regina Riot. And this is going to be a huge stop here. If the Fearless can bring up 3rd down for the Riot, the defense is going to have to dig deep here as the clock ticks, heading towards 5 minutes remaining in this game. Kowalski in shotgun, looking to pass. In the gun, fires over the middle. Incomplete, intended on the play there for number 85, Jenna Caller. And the clock finally stops at 5.5 minutes remaining, and the Fearless are going to get the ball back again here in the 4th quarter after a great stop on defense.
Yeah, that ball just went sailing just in front of her, but had she got her hands on it, man, she was in stride. That would have been a big play. But you have the wind at your back. We talked about that, and that's going to just hugely help the punt. We've seen it all day today.
So it looks like Kowalski is going to be the punter for potentially a quick kick or pass. So the Fearless are going to have to be on their toes here for this. Kowalski gets a snap, and she's going to send a nice high spinning punt. Turns over, and it's picked up at around the 40-yard line, or 30-yard line, pardon me, and wrapped up on the play by Mira Treblecock for almost no return of the play. Well, nice hang time and a long distance there, flipping the field, and now the Fearless have 1st and 10 back at their own 31-yard line with 5:10 remaining and still down 6.
Yeah, we've seen most of the punts just trying to be like that line drive to get the wind to just punch it by. This time, punter just letting it hang a bit so her coverage team can get down there, and Treblecock just smothering it. Just nothing on the play. Great coverage.
So now Sawicki 1st and 10 with Mida in jet sweep formation, and she runs for about 3 yards, and she's brought down on the play by number 78, Jessie Noname. And so now it's going to be about 2nd and 8 for the Fearless at the 33-yard line on their side of half. And 4:35 remaining here in the 4th quarter. You got to think it's now or never. They got to score in this drive.
Yeah, they really do, and they can't just go for 3. I mean, onside kicks are just kind of, you don't rely on them. You got to go for the TD right here.
Sawicki in shotgun. Hand off to Aggie to the right side, and she stutter steps a little bit, and she runs and is tackled finally by number 98, Christina Andrews of the Riot. And it's going to look to be about 3rd and 1 here. Offense on the field for the Fearless. Sawicki gets the call.
And this is the place where you're looking for Eggie, and I think this is kind of the only time you should be looking for Eggie are these 3rd and 1s, 3rds and 2s. Otherwise, you got to put the ball in the air. But here, look for that power run.
Here we go. Handoff to Eggie. She skips the defender, gets a 1st down, and is tackled at around midfield.
Crushes it up the middle for about 13 yards, maybe 14.
Ball up to the 54, close to midfield, and a 1st and 10 for the Fearless with almost 3 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. This game starting to really pick up here, and the Fearless still have about 56 yards to go for a major score here, and approaching the 3-minute warning. You'd like to see what they're going to do. Sawicki in shotgun, hands off to Aggie, who dives up the middle, and she beats the defender, and she gets wrapped up, but is being pushed by the pile for a 1st down across the 45. And that's going to bring us officially to the 3-minute warning. With 2:58 remaining in this game, the Fearless trail 13-7 against the Regina Riot. In this playoff matchup here, it's do or die for both teams. And in a closely contested matchup, this game is not over yet by a long shot.
No, and Manitoba Fearless giving me the big old, we don't care what you think when I'm saying we're going to need something and hand it to Eggie. And 2 massive runs by Eggie in a row, and now they're in Regina territory doing a really good job in moving the ball this drive.
So here we go. Sawicki in shotgun again with Eggie behind her in 2 slots and 2 wide. A shotgun snap. And another handoff to Eggie, who runs to the right side and makes the defender miss. And it's fumbled on the play.
I think Manitoba fell on that, but holy vey.
That is close. It's going to be 2nd down, and the Fearless recover the ball. That would have been just almost a nail in a coffin and a knife through the sternum. But Fortunately for the Fearless and unfortunately for the Riot, the Fearless maintain possession with 2:47 remaining with the ball in the 41 of the Riot. 2nd and 7 ahead with Eggy in the backfield in a balanced shotgun set. Another handoff to Eggy, who runs up the middle, and she's still on her feet, and she turns over a defender for what looks to be close to a first down. And this spot is going to be close, Kevin.
Yeah, it is. And, I mean, Regina, like, they're just smashing you with Eggy. You got to do something because they're just coming right at you, right in your face. You know what they're going to do, and they're doing it anyway. So you got to do something. You got to stop them here. Another 3rd and close. I think they're going to take the sledgehammer, that is Eggy, and just smash it through their line again. And what do you do?
So timeout here for the Fearless, and it's 3rd and 1. And you'd like to think it'd be very risky for play action pass, but if they're going to score a boom play on a touchdown, it would have to be on a play action. But with 3rd and 1 here, just ahead of the 35-yard line, Kevin, I think we're going to see another handoff to Eggy up the middle here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl 1-yard line type of thing.
Except we're a little farther from the goal line, but
yeah, except for we're going for that first down to keep the drive going. But let's do the smart thing. Let's just smash it in their face. They're not stopping us.
2 backs with Eggy for help.
Oh!
Eggy met at the line.
And I think
it's going to be close. Eggy had a bit of help blocking and was met at the line of scrimmage, almost it looked like. Yeah. First down for the Fearless regardless, and Eggy with just enough of a push to bring up a new set of downs for the Fearless offense.
Great play by Shelby Moran to make it that close, so hitting her in the backfield, just a little bit outpowered.
Here we go with 2 backs leaking out. Sawicki hands off to Eggy again, who runs up the middle and is going to be tackled at the 30-yard line. And approaching 2 minutes here, you'd like to think that they might have to throw in a passing ball here because at the pace they're going, only 2 minutes left, still about 30 yards out. They're going to have to gain a significant chunk of yards here.
Yeah, and I mean, Eggy, she's got to get tired eventually. Like, I mean, she is human. There's no androids on the field yet, so you gotta do something. Give her a break. I think this 2nd and 8, take your shot.
Here we go with 1 back behind her. Sawicki looks, fires over the middle, and it's down, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands.
It was there
of Emily Madaw. Oh. And if she would have squeezed that would have been huge for the Fearless. And unfortunately, an incompletion is going to bring up 3rd and 7. And as we saw there, Kevin, you'd mentioned that Eggy going to get a bit tired. And they took their shot, and they were close. But those are the moments that can seem to make the game. You got to squeeze the rock when it's in your hands that close to the end zone. So here we go for 3rd and 7. Sawicki, play action, looks over the middle. A duck, unfortunately, but it's... Pass interference is looking to be
catch anyway.
Catch regardless by Emily Madaw, who's able to haul it in regardless of the defender. And Sawicki really battling a stiff wind. Not able to get... I'd like to call that the Peyton ball. You put it on them and they catch the ball. It may not be the prettiest spiral, but the completion is what matters. Yeah. And Sawicki really was able to string it in a tight window.
Yeah, in that play, it's 3rd and 7. You think, well, we know they have to pass, but with Eggy getting those big chunks of 8 to 10 yards, he really didn't know. And when you have a back like that can just change up the playbook where it's not shortened, get a great big play like that.
Here we go. Shotgun set again. Sawicki gets a snap and a handoff to Eggy, who's got lots of room up the middle, and she gets tackled on the play by number 5 of the Riots, which is Shelby Moran.
Oh, we have an injury.
And it looks like it's Morgan Turner who's hurt and favoring that left knee.
And she just kind of went down hard trying to turn around and get Eggy and just probably slamming that knee into the ground. Hopefully it's just a stinger, because that does not feel good when you do that.
During this injury break, we'd like to shout out our sponsor who brings you this 4th quarter, which is Case Financial. Make sure to visit Case Financial for any banking needs, any financial needs. They're a great place to go for anything that has to do with your banking or finances. Make sure to visit Case today.
Yeah, banking's never as fun as a game like this, but you know what? We all got to do it. So the fact that you're watching and able to is thanks to Case. So hey, if you need an account for something, why not give them a call?
So with 1:37 remaining, the Fearless are going to have great field position here in the red zone of the Riot. And Turner being looked at by the trainer.
Well, they still have 6 yards to go and 2 downs for another first down or, of course, touchdown about 11 yards away. So the Regina's defense, they are able to do these things. They are able to stand on their heads. So this is not a gimme, but, man, they're going to have to do something to stop Haley Eggy because right now she is the force. She's the unstoppable force, and she is doing great things.
So Turner looking that she can get back on her feet with a bit of help there from 2 trainers.
Mm-hmm. And some of her teammates going to help out the trainers to give
potentially
her a shoulder.
Carry her maybe. And it looks like we got 3 Riot players here. We got a bit of a Nesbitt coming in there to help out a little bit, but Turner looks to be walking on her own 2 feet, which is a good sign for the Riot, and giving a bit of a snapping gesture there to her teammates, potentially a muscle that cramped up maybe.
Yeah. The big thing is Turner's their kicker, and of course at this point you think, well, they probably won't need a kicker, but if they do, this could be a huge thing, whether OT or, well, hopefully not OT, if a touchdown in the PAT, but of course a block PAT does tie it up. So that could be a huge thing if Regina doesn't stop them here.
So as Turner makes her way off the field, the ball is replaced at the 11-yard line of the Riot. Sawicki first and 10 in the shotgun. Handoff to Eggy, who counters to the right side and beats the defender and is able to be wrapped up on the play. Shelby Moran able to wrap her up. Oh, 2nd and 6 it was. Pardon me. So now it's going to bring up
3rd and 1?
No, 3rd and
2?
3rd and 4, 3rd and 3 it looks like.
I was way off.
The Fearless are going to need a big push here to get a first down with 1:20 remaining in the game. Sawicki in the shotgun with Eggy behind her. Shotgun snap. Eggy gets a counter. She gets the handoff.
Oh,
she's running,
no.
and she's tackled on the play.
I am not sure that was enough.
It looks well short of the first down from our spot, and it is indeed signaled Regina Riot football with 1:12 remaining in the game.
And Regina's going to have to really kill some clock. And we talk about punting, though. You go 3 and out, and your punter is now off with a kicking knee injury.
So the quarterback was punting as last time we saw Kevin.
Okay.
So
that is true. So,
and you think back to those times when they had the ball close to the Riot goal line, and they could have kicked some field goals, and if it could have been a tie game, and that could have been the one to take the lead. But having elected to have a more aggressive mindset may cost them in the end. And with 1:12 remaining, the Fearless are going to have to load the box here if they want to get this ball back at all.
yeah.
Kowalski in shotgun with 2 running backs. And I can't see if there's any flags, but I'd imagine there might be some, as we see some officials waving their hands in the air.
No flags. I thought you're right. I thought maybe
I thought
there was
there's a bit of encroachment there, but
yeah. Yeah, one bright orange cleats in the middle can kind of blend in with the flags. And you know what, minute left in the game, and you have no idea the outcome. Those are the exciting games where it's just still so up in the air.
Kowalski looking to kill some clock here as she gets back in the shotgun. Gets a snap.
Oh!
Fumbles! And it's a little difficult to tell from here who recovered the ball and if it was hopped back on by Kowalski. It was, and it's time, and a timeout is called by Coach McFarland, the defensive coordinator. It's going to be 3rd down, and the snap looked like it was dropped by Kowalski.
It bounced off her hands or maybe her shoulder pads. I don't know, because it kind of like sprang forward from her. It was weird, and lineman able to fall on it, but that was just an awkward snap. So, million things that can go wrong and have gone wrong, and the Fearless have done that stand that they needed to do. And this just makes the game that much more exciting for us watching.
So with 48 seconds remaining, Kevin, I'd like to think, and I'm going to see here, Kowalski get the snap, and her coach is probably telling her, like I've been told before in game situations as a punter, get that ball and run for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And don't allow for anyone to touch you. In the second someone gets close, hit the deck or go out of bounds, because you can run off a lot of clock here.
Mm-hmm.
Take the safety. It's not harmful at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And then you can kick off from the 35 instead and have some good starting field position in the end. So here, looks like the Riot are staying on the field. They might do a quick kick potentially, so Milani should stay alert. And it's going to be a handoff backwards, and the Fearless should probably run fast as they can. And 8 seconds tick off the clock, and a safety is scored. The Riot run out of the back of the end zone to give 2 points to the Fearless to make the score 13-9, still in their favor. Mm-hmm. And with 2 play clocks left, the Riot still have the ball to kick off from the 35 with the wind, and the Fearless still have to drive and still have to put a major on the board.
Yeah, and that's just it. 6 points, 4 points. At that point, you don't really care. You just want a field position because that just gives your defense so much more room. That extra 35 yards. Extra 35 yards is really more than that, because when you're able to just set up and kick without the pressure on a punt, you can usually get another 5-10 yards of leg. Oh, I'm sorry.
Pardon me, Kevin. It looks like they've elected to take the ball at their own 35 and defer the kickoff, as would make sense to give them the most amount of time possible. So with 2 whole play clocks left, and I believe only 1 timeout, if that, the Fearless might have a timeout remaining. If not, they're going to have to go out of the whole way, and they will have to go to the air. They might have to get some dip and dunk plays or a hook and ladder or something. They got 75 yards to go to score. Sawicki, shotgun snap, looking way down the field. She's going to fire a ball into the air.
Oh, good
and
defense.
It's batted around by Custer and as well as Madaw. So with 32 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10 is the call now.
Yeah, and I don't know if the flag is on the wrong side of the field, but we've been talking about that wind, especially since the second quarter, and you saw that ball. It's going up, and you can't air the ball. It has to be low. It has to be a bullet low, because that wind is killing the ball, and when you need to air it out, that's not good.
Sawicki with a high snap, and instead a handoff to Eggy this time, maybe to chew up some yards in the prevent defense of the Riot. And brought down on the play by Christina Andrews. That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 7 with 26 seconds remaining. This is the game. Sawicki and the offense have to move the chains here if they want to keep their season alive. The clock ticks to 13, 12, 10. Shotgun snap. Sawicki's looking down the field. She's got time. She's going to have to roll out. She fires over her head. And it's incomplete. And a flag on the play.
Excessive celebrating?
Potentially a headshot or excessive celebration. We're not sure. Only 4 ticks remain on the clock, however. So even if the Fearless are still able to maintain possession, they're going to have a tall order in their hands if they're going to score.
There's no flag on the play, the head ref is saying.
First down, Regina Riot. And that is going to do it in terms of the chances for the Fearless to win this game. With 4 seconds remaining, the Riot take over on downs. And all that remains is one final kneel down from Amy Kowalski for the Regina Riot to move on to play in Alberta next weekend. So it looks like
There she
Sawicki is able to get back up on her feet, thankfully, and we hope that she's all right. Hope that she's able to get back up on her feet and is able to continue walking. And we're unsure here what the injury may have been, potentially her head.
Yeah, I'm not too sure with the throw. I guess as soon as the throw, I was too busy watching the ball to see if she got knocked down hard or what.
And Kowalski gets a snap, is going to get the snap here. Under center, gets the snap. Kneels down. And so one more snap is going to end this game officially. The clock ticks down to 0-0. Kowalski gets under center, gets a snap, and kneels down, and that is the end of the game. The Regina Riot come into Winnipeg and stun the Manitoba Fearless by a low score of 13-9 and move on next week to most likely play in Edmonton and with a chance on the line to continue forth to the WWCFL semifinal. Welcome back to the post-game show of Amateur Sports TV's coverage of the WWCFL playoffs here. Kevin, we have a victorious Regina Riot team who have come out 13-9 on top of the Manitoba Fearless. An unfortunate showing for the Fearless, who were able to beat Regina 34-9 earlier in the season, but a great victory and a real grind-out win for the Riot here who move on to Alberta next weekend. Kevin, what can you say about what we saw in this game from both teams?
Well, it was just a seesaw match. You know, both teams played really well. It was just the defenses on both of them just standing up when they needed to, and Regina really just stood up more. I think near the end, Manitoba got a little bit too reliant on Eggy. Of course, she was the hammer. She pounded it home a lot of times, but I think that the fear of something different was kind of lost on Regina, and that's why, I mean, they had the great pass at the end there with the reception, but that really wasn't an issue, and I think that's kind of where the deciding factor was Manitoba needed to be a little bit more varied, just so Regina couldn't get into their defense and do those stand-up plays when needed.
As we could see, it was a great defensive battle from both teams and a little bit of a push at the end for the Fearless, who were able to get a drive towards the goal line of the Riot, but the Riot defense stood tall and stopped the Fearless from scoring. And so, in the end, you could really see that the run game and controlling the clock management was really what won this game for the Riot. We were able to play well on both sides of the ball. And next week, they're going to move on to Alberta with a chance to potentially go to the WWCFL final. And Fearless, nothing to be ashamed of this season so far, with a first-time win against the Regina Riot and a first home playoff game, but definitely a little bit of a bad taste left in their mouths now, and a lot to look forward to next season for sure.
Yeah, definitely don't hang your heads on this. You did really well representing Manitoba this year. Build on it for next year. Great game, fun to watch all around.
We're going to wrap up the post-game show here and shout out and thank all our sponsors, and keep posted on our social media as we'll be able to keep up with interviews from Regina Riot players later on. So thank you to all our sponsors, from Case, Pembina Source for Sports, and the Collins Hotel. And this is Matthias Brunner with Kevin Larson saying so long from Eastside Eagles Field here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.